There we go.
Sometimes third time's the charm. It just,
Did we do it again?
We are there. We're live.
No, we're okay. We're not going to do it again.
We're live.
We're live.
If it was like 45, then maybe we should do it again.
No.
Houseology Live is.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Houseology Live.
I don't know how long my voice is going to last. So
yeah, I know.
can't,
We got to save that.
I know.
Save that.
Who's ready for the Houseology Live barbecue? It's free for everybody.
We are going to get into that. We can't
fine.
lead off with that. Welcome, guys, to the show. It's a Houseology Live.
He ain't been here in a few weeks. He forgot how it goes.
He does. Yeah, right into it.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, but how's everybody been, guys? What's up? We got Rave Daddy Robbie over there. What's up, Rave Daddy?
Yeah, I'm recovering from the weekend.
Yeah,
so.
I heard you had a
It's not
wild
too bad.
one, man.
Rich, you need to scooch that way just a tiny bit. Thank you.
His voice.
Otherwise, we
down
had
low.
one half of the screen is his big bald head on the backside.
Yeah.
So we don't want that.
No. What's up, Mike?
What's
DJ
good? What's
Embrace?
good? What up, Doe?
Nothing much, man. Your weekend was a good weekend.
Very excited.
Hey, man, I was with
Love
the
the
family
energy.
all weekend.
Beautiful.
Shout out to my baby girl and the little one. We kicked it with some family and
Nice.
hung up by the Riverview.
Okay.
Had a
That's where you
barbecue.
at? You up there in Riverview?
No, I live out in Busch Gardens area.
Okay.
Temple Terrace.
I know the area very well, man.
Yeah, yep. So I just did some family stuff. My nephew
Very cool.
turned 4.
What?
My grandmother turned 90 on the same day.
My
that's
God,
cool.
what a blessing.
Yeah.
What a
Very-
blessing.
It makes it easy for me to remember those birthdays.
One of my grandmothers great grandmother died at 102.
Oh, wow.
Did she really?
The other one died at 96. My dad was 92.
Let's
I'm going to
go.
live to be a really long guy. So
Let's
just,
go.
Yeah,
man.
keep it
Long
going.
just
time.
remember that. You're stuck for me for a very
gonna be
long time.
Same.
Rave Granddaddy Robbie.
Yeah.
Hey.
This belly and
Great
everything
Granddaddy
going on
Robbie.
there.
Granddaddy
Great
Ray Robbie.
day.
Granddaddy Robbie.
If I'm somebody's great granddaddy, we got a problem. That's all I have to say.
Hey, what's up, Rich?
Hey,
Long
man.
time no see,
Long time,
brother.
man.
Welcome
It's
back to the
back.
show.
Man, I'm telling you right here, bro. It's
Back
been a
from a
minute,
sabbatical.
man. It's been a minute, dog, and I've been missing it. I mean, I gotta go. But we had some family issues that were going on, and I had my first break in about 2 months, man. And I went fishing for 3 days on the boat, bro.
Nice.
And I
Love
needed
that for you.
I
Fishing
needed
is
it,
always
man.
good.
I needed it so bad.
Yeah, I haven't been fishing in a long time, but you know,
I'm gonna take you, man.
yeah, Jack would love that.
Yeah. I
Jack
told you.
loves fishing.
You should go. We can play. My daughter. Hey, my daughter's gonna
You know,
be
I
here.
never go because I'm not too good at it. So I'm like, well,
Well, Jack could. Jack, but listen,
I'm not a fisherman.
my daughter loves to fish.
Yeah.
You should bring Jack
Oh, he would
just
love
for
that.
the experience. Just come out.
Oh,
you don't
yeah,
even
yeah,
need to
yeah.
fish. Just come out. We just hang out.
I'm about it.
I got a spot. All right, I'm gonna get with you.
I'm about it.
I'll come and DJ.
We did some fishing over the weekend.
Did you? Y'all catch anything?
We caught some catfish.
Yeah.
All the little kids, they were putting popcorn chicken from Publix, and they were
Yeah,
eating
that's
that shit
it. They
up.
love it, man, bro.
But we didn't
Catfish
have
are
no
easy.
bait.
I like catching catfish. I'm gonna tell you for the kids because it's the easiest, cheapest fish to catch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the kids just love catching.
And they're
them,
decent
man.
size, too. We caught catfish like this big. You know what I mean? That was
Okay,
decent.
okay,
Got some,
okay.
you know,
A
we
little
tossed
strong,
them
a
back.
little strong though on the flavor. I'm not a big catfish fan.
Now
yeah,
it just
I'm
depends.
not either.
Yeah,
Not much
Now
anymore.
I'm gonna tell you this.
But fry with a lot of seasoning,
Lot of
cornbread. Yeah, you know,
yeah.
I mean maybe, but it's a little strong for me.
Here's what I do. There's two types of catfish. There's a freshwater catfish.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a saltwater
Yeah.
catfish.
Yeah.
And I find personally that the saltwater catfish has more variety to eat, and I find them to be a little cleaner. When I catch a freshwater catfish and you cook it, sometimes you taste the muddy bottom of the
Yes,
lake, man.
correct. That's what I grew up on.
I'm not doing
and all
that,
them
man.
bones,
Nuh-uh.
too.
Yeah,
Them
nah.
bones you got to pick out of your
Yeah.
You know what's
I don't do
crazy?
all that.
My
He
uncle
asked me
used to go
about-
purposely and catch those fish.
Saltwater,
He-
right?
Yeah.
No,
The freshwater?
Yeah, they love it. I don't know why, man.
It's a little. I can't do freshwater catfish. It's too much. It's
They
too
gotta-
much.
you gotta
It's just
get in
like,
the stream.
It's just like crawdads. You get crawdads.
Yeah.
You
Oh, I
taste the
love
swamp.
crawdads.
That's it. I'll mess up some crawdads.
I love
But
it.
there's a way to do it,
I'll
though.
nail
You
it.
just don't get the crawdads and put them right into the
How
thing,
do we
man.
get onto this? This is
Poor
here
fellas, we got
we
the
go.
fellas out
man.
here. We talking
me.
about fish.
Yo,
Let's go.
Hey, man.
Rich will take us on a
Does-
journey.
Yo,
yo.
listen,
Oh my!
bro.
I like
Does anyone
this.
have any good crawdad recipes?
I got some.
No.
I got some. Hold
I
on.
never ate
Now,
it.
see, what you
I just
do
go to
is
Korean hot pot. And
you
grab
take
it.
the crawfish now, and then
What's up, guys? You guys know who we have as
You
our
know, there
guest
was
today.
shrimp.
We got-
shrimp. Now, I like shrimp. Now, what you do is you take
I'm
some of the
sorry.
shrimp.
Did
Yeah,
I derail
outta
the show?
here,
I
Rich.
apologize. It's only 5 minutes in. We got time.
Yeah, we're gonna take them on our fish recipe.
Listen, if it gets 7:15, suddenly we have nothing to talk about. I'm blaming you.
And you got to get the sausage that's real spicy.
Oh,
bro.
guys.
Gotta have the spicy sausage. Yeah, the little
spicy,
ones or
man.
the full.
The
What's
big one, you gotta
crazy
cut 'em up
is
in
that
chunks with
it's
some potatoes in it.
International
No, I
Women's
agree. The
Month,
Red
and
Hots.
It's all
The Red
four of
Hots.
us in
We
here.
have
Wait,
an Irish
Danielle,
guy.
where you at, Danielle? We miss you.
Danielle,
got
I
no
don't
women in
count,
here.
is what you're saying?
this is the most multicultural radio
Asshole.
station ever. And you want to know why I know so much about crawfish?
What's wrong?
Guys aren't live on the radio.
No.
On the radio, only on.
We had such a great segment talking about crawfish.
Me too, but it's not.
Motherfucker.
All right,
Excuse
we'll
me.
take
Sorry,
it. We'll
people.
keep it going.
All right, we got
Thank
to.
you.
Did you get us live now?
Yeah, we're fine. We're good.
There we
We're
go.
good. Okay.
Listen, if you just joined us on the radio, you can always watch the rebroadcast on YouTube.
We were just
Yes,
talking
you
about
can.
how good
And
the
we hope you
crawfish
do.
are with the spicy sausages.
You guys,
and
trust me, you didn't miss nothing unless you like fish recipes.
I got him.
Humble House is now Humble Fish.
Humble Fish Radio. Hey,
Humble Fish Radio.
now Mikey got some good stuff that he wants to talk about, man. He's been a little research. Tell him what you were just saying a little earlier.
What I said earlier.
Matt, tell him about it.
Oh man, so
The
I got,
Diplo thing with the alcohol in it.
No, that's Summit, the Diplo.
Oh, that was
thing.
this guy.
No,
Summit,
Summit, and
I was just trying to put somebody on the
Zed.
spot. I'm just
put me on the spot. You caught me off guard. Caught me
Zed.
off
It
guard.
was like,
There's
you did it
a
good
no
though.
alcohol thing going.
Let's go back
right
to the
now.
catfish.
No,
So let me see. So now what you want to
So
do is you
apparently
take
there's a
the
thing.
sailfin catfish.
Get outta here,
Oh,
dude.
okay. I'm done.
It's actually good we were talking about catfish because nobody missed anything important now. No, it popped up an error. It bumped me off. It started and
Off
stopped
the-
really quick.
This
Yeah.
is what happens when you don't
Is it-
have
is it
women
working
on
now?
the
Oh, it's fine.
podcast.
Oh, we're good.
We're
Yes.
just all over the place. We need some women in here to get us organized.
No, this is a guys only. talk.
I aspire someday we'll have a little production room and an actual studio, and
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing that this year.
I
We're
would
gonna
love
do it.
that.
I hope
would
so.
love that.
So listen, if you're listening out there and you want to promote your business, let's
There's
go to deal. As long as
actually-
you have a little spot for us to talk.
There's actually
yeah,
reasonably
studio.
affordable office space in downtown. I keep getting things. I must have talked about it too much because my Facebook is telling me all about it.
We could all
Yeah.
chip in on it as long as we have 24-hour access, so we can set up a real
Well,
studio.
It's
yeah.
mostly what it is for me is because I would turn it, a studio too, because we're a record label at heart, and then we have to worry about the music and the neighbors and the time. That's the only thing that I'm curious about.
Well, if we get in an office building, though.
Then we won't have
and
a-
that's right. And we could actually have something
We just
real
do our
there,
own
bro.
thing.
We could really
think so?
Yeah, heck, man, I'm telling you.
Okay.
I told you.
Let's look into it.
everything I said was coming to light, and you're like, oh yeah.
Well, we have to get there,
The
We're
crazy
working
Chico
to it.
ain't
That's
so
why-
stupid after all.
Guys, I can't believe it. There's 800 something odd people who are listening and following us on.
They
the
actually
.com
listen
right
to us?
now. Yeah, people are listening to us. Man.
Shout out to
Yeah.
y'all who
We're
listen.
We love y'all, and we would
appreciate
like to
you.
hear
Keep
from. So
watching.
listen, if you're listening, we would love to hear from you.
Yes,
Okay.
please call 727-342-0550. If you've got anything,
Say that number
you got
again.
727-342-0550. Call Rave Daddy Robbie will pick up and
Well, you may or may not end up on the radio as is the way today's
Oh
gone.
snap! Something happened.
This guy.
that's all right. Well, if you have any fish recipes you want to tell Rich about, he'll gladly listen and he'll show you some of his own. But our guest today is DJ Heather Effie.
Whoa, Heather Effie is here?
Yes, DJ
no
Heather Effie
freaking
is
We
way.
finally got some.
Heather
Yo.
Effie. Holy
Danielle's
snap! Look
here.
what what is this?
She got her green on.
got-
It's dark
oh my
green,
God.
but it's green.
You guys are killing me. I pulled out the other two microphones, and now we've had
She-
5
she-
people in here both weeks.
She went on a business trip. She came
I
back with the
specifically had
shoulder
this
pads
conversation
on.
with
She's
you.
like, she just got
Did I
out
not
of
have this conversation?
I
with
don't
you?
know.
Attorney's
Oh,
office.
don't
it's
say
a
we
random-
didn't have this conversation.
She just showed up and be like, I'll get that paperwork to you real soon, Mr. Johnson.
You about to get served. She about to serve a subpoena. Look like.
I swear to God, yo, what's happening?
I'll place an insurance claim for you. If
Yeah,
you
there
need
you
to.
go. All
Yeah.
right.
There it is.
She'll try to sell you some car insurance.
She'll sell
Car
that.
insurance.
I'm looking for it.
I don't
Where's
do
that-
car insurance.
Where's
I'm
that
better
lizard
than
at?
that.
There's got to
I
be a
do life
lizard in
insurance
here.
and
Oh,
stuff.
life insurance? Oh, we don't want that.
You said no
Bring that
car
juju
insurance.
somewhere else.
No, yeah.
I'm
we
trying
have
to live.
accident policies. Yeah, so if you die in a car accident, we got you.
Yo, what if I
Damn.
cut my finger
Damn.
off? Can you?
I know.
How much should I get for my finger if I cut it off?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're advertising a company I work for right now. Okay.
Hey, man.
Up to $500 when you walk into the emergency room. $1,000 if you get admitted. There's daily benefits every single day that you stay in the hospital. If it's due to fracture, break, dislocation, another $200. Should I keep going?
No, we're
Okay,
good.
okay.
We're good.
We're up to
So how about
$5,000
them,
in one
yeah.
week.
Oh,
You can
I-
make 5
She
racks.
had
in
it
one
right
Yeah,
off
yeah,
the top of her head, man. She'd
Yeah,
be
she
at home
did.
studying.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right here. Well, I
That's
teach
it. She
it,
got
so yeah, I have to. I have
That's
to know
what's up.
it.
That's her thing, man.
Good. She does good.
That's her
Speaking
thing.
of teaching,
What did I do?
Heather, our
Heather, our
Where is
teacher,
she?
I
She
guess.
is a teacher.
Yes.
She is a teacher. I'm excited
Which
about
is
her.
wild to me because
We love teachers.
Man, teaching and being, I call her Angel every time
Yeah.
we talk about it. Like I can't believe that you can deal. I don't know how you do it. Dealing with kids like that,
I substitute taught.
crazy.
Do you really?
And
I
Did-
did.
and she
then
DJs after hours.
I know. It's incredible. It's incredible. Yeah,
That code
she
switch must be crazy going from DJing to teaching in the morning.
Yo,
managing personalities is a big part of DJing, and it's a big part of teaching.
Yeah.
So I think she's probably got it on both covered.
Yeah.
nice.
This is a packed room. I like it. I like seeing you back, Rich.
Yeah.
Yes,
what's up,
I
Rich?
was just saying. You know what? Thank you so much. It's been a rough couple of months, And I've been missing out. I've been really wanting to get here, and it's just been crazy. But I'm glad to
The
be
wife's
here.
better.
Well, yeah, it's my sister-in-law. She's tore up a little bit, but we getting through it. We doing what we got to do,
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay
Yeah, we're
positive.
here
I'm
for you,
sending
brother.
Some positive vibes. All right.
man. For sure, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
For
man.
sure.
So we're gonna chat about. There's a few things, guys. It's a few topics. I don't really have anything to go over about the weekend, but I think Robbie does. But he's in the middle of.
Robbie's working on some
Yeah.
things, but let's just
So-
talk about the fact that Dirty Bird is almost sold out.
Oh
What?
yeah, I got the email about 50%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna lose out. I think they lost out on the pre-sale. So if you didn't get
The
a
10%
ticket,
discount,
if you
yeah,
didn't get
you
it
missed
by
all that.
Friday, you donezo.
That was 1 week. They announced it at the beginning of the week last
It
week. and then
wasn't.
sold out
It wasn't
in
even
1
a
week.
full week.
It's
It was
50,
crazy.
50%.
4 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
They released it Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And then by Friday, if you didn't get it by Friday,
It was a wrap.
that's a wrap.
Dang.
Yeah. Our buddy Robbie over here, they've got the little pimp suite that's happening again.
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
the top of the
yeah.
castle over here.
Yeah. We got some flies here. Again.
Guys, we're at the beautiful Moxy Hotel. Don't
Shout out to the
mind
Moxy.
anything.
Shout out Moxy.
Yeah,
Thank
big-
you for having us.
Thank you.
Well, do we have an episode count? How many episodes y'all
Yeah,
been doing?
what number
How
are we
long
on?
is
Oh
this?
wow, I don't have an episode.
we hit a
count.
dozen- we
should
haven't hit
do
a
an
dozen
episode
yet.
count.
This was like episode 15.
No, it's not. I don't think it's
It's
that.
got to be
gotta be there.
more
I've
than
been here for about
No.
10 episodes already. It's been two,
It's
3
once a
months.
week. Yeah, it's been, well then, yeah. This
Yeah,
is about
yeah. Once a week.
45, man.
Yeah, if you think about it, 4 episodes a month. How long y'all been doing this for?
Yeah.
That's right.
Going on a
8,
year yet?
12. See, we're probably
Sounds
on
like
like
15.
24.
Yeah.
4?
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe more than that.
No, not yet.
Did I get that? Oh my god, I got it and then I let it go.
Uh,
It's a Skeeto too.
That's
oh
the
my
why. It's been
gosh.
biting me, yo.
I'm gonna get
I'm
it. Don't
like,
worry.
why
I
is it
had it.
biting
I like. I Mr.
There it is.
Miyagi
There it is, right
just
there.
now.
I need some chopsticks.
I know. I just.
Somebody
I did
get
it.
Danielle some chopsticks.
hey, she got it? She got it?
No.
We'll get it. Don't worry. But I I don't know what happened this weekend. What was going on
The
this weekend?
Divine Freak
Gallo
Show.
headlined over at
Oh,
Privé
yes.
at the Pier.
Yes.
There was.
I don't know how that was. How was it?
I didn't end up making it,
Me either.
unfortunately. That was something I wish I had been able to make because I saw Mishi in a couple of videos.
Mishi was there.
So
I
she
saw
was
a
there.
couple of her
Smitty was
videos
there.
too.
Yep, Smitty was there. Go ahead.
7
No,
was there.
Seven
Seven
mode. That's
mode.
right. That's right. I did see.
For the love of Pete, I could not talk.
there you go.
Jesus,
Hey, we
that was
back
like the
on.
hardest 10 minutes of my life. Couldn't say anything at all. Oh, my Lord.
And you have a raspy voice.
I know, don't you love it? That
Yeah,
from
how
the
was the
show.
It's
Divine
actually
Freak Show?
It's nice.
Yeah, okay. Hi.
That's where he got it
Welcome
from.
back,
That should have
everybody.
been one hell of a show.
This
Yeah.
is the Humble
Smitty,
House,
got it.
Houseology Live. I'm Robert Brown. Welcome back. Or Daddy Robbie. I'm sorry. Shit. Now everybody knows my real name.
Robert Brown.
Yeah, I know. No, you're right. We do have the Pimp Suite. That was for camping.
Camping.
You know, I'm gonna get this fucking
Labor Day weekend.
Stop.
Labor Day
Stop.
weekend.
I'm just having a hard time right now. You know, just I feel like I should be playing a piano or something.
But your hands free, and that's
I know. I
the
just thought about
important
that. Why
thing.
have I not thought about this the whole time? I could have
Seriously.
put myself on the wired mic so my hands are free to.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've been
Ay,
doing
ay,
it all
ay.
wrong. Look, every day we get better, though, right?
Yes,
every
we
day we
do.
get better.
One
Every
day, guys, this will be a real podcast.
It is a real podcast.
Yo,
It's a real
come on.
podcast. This
It's
is a
not
real
just a
podcast.
podcast. It's
I-
a live show.
I
Also.
kind of
It
take that
is.
personally.
Both.
I put in a lot of hard work to
Yeah.
make this
Yes, you
my
did.
real podcast.
Yes,
No,
you
trust
did.
me,
And,
I love
This
this.
is
Listen.
look. This is as real as it's gonna
We,
get.
this is.
Real and
I
raw.
mean,
Let's give it up for Robbie real quick.
Yeah, there we go.
Robbie!
Yeah.
See, you all just know how to butter my bread. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because you're gonna want something from me later. I get it. I get it.
Well,
Anyways.
speaking of new, we might need a no. So there, so John Summit and Zed are becoming really big on
You
this
see that?
non-drinking thing.
It's
What's the
about
alternative to
time.
non-drinking?
I don't trust them.
Well, hold on.
Well,
this could be a bad thing.
You know,
too.
I don't know, but
I'm gonna
they
tell you
don't
what.
drink. I don't trust them. They're done.
What?
We gotta
Outta
go.
here.
If
not
they're
going to their
drinking,
shows
what are they
anymore.
doing
Y'all
instead?
knew
It's all gonna
breed
be
of people.
pre-recorded.
is that why we don't sell
they're
tickets?
not doing-
This is why clubs
we
are
don't
going
drink?
out of business, though. And
It's all going to be pre-recorded.
We spoke about this. I don't know if it was you or whoever. We just had a serious meeting. The new generation is not drinking like
not.
the old generation.
No, they're not as
talking
much.
about. They're not about that, and it's putting
what are they doing
nightclubs out of
instead?
business.
What are they doing instead?
Right, but we can't sell drugs legally at a nightclub.
No.
Yeah.
We can't. If the DEA would let us, I'll be the first one to open up the roll spot. We can't do it.
The roll spot. That's a good name.
Is
Well,
she plugged in?
it's-
Is she plugged in?
Yep.
I
she's
think
plugged-
John
okay.
Summit
Can you hear
and
us?
who was the other one? Zed.
All right.
They're
Well, we can
talking
turn
about
you up. We can turn
non-drinking
you up
as
over there.
being a travel DJ.
Can
I
you
don't
turn
think
her
they're
up a
worried
little
about
bit?
the audience. They don't care the
She just
audience
needs a little
is
bump.
drinking
There
and
you
getting
go.
effed up. It's about
Now-
having a long DJ career without the substance.
Mind you were speaking about being sober, and I just
I
said she
hear
needs a
exactly.
little bump.
Hold on,
I
we're
just
gonna
need
need a little bump.
over
Yeah,
here.
here I got a bump.
Just a
Hold on.
volume bump. That's all. That's all.
I get
Just
my
a little
credit
bump.
card out
I
real
don't
quick.
know.
Low
Am
volume
I actually
bump.
plugged
Fish
in?
scale?
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about different kind of.
Oh.
Never mind.
Right here.
Are you
Speed
plugged
bumps.
in?
Am I plugged in?
Are you? Can you hear us? Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh,
that's- no,
Jesus.
No, that's the broken one. You got to put it.
I'm
in.
on.
See, that's why I
That-
can't
see,
hear you.
Yeah,
I
that's,
can.
that one's broke.
Nah,
eight
yeah.
is out of commit. I can't
Sorry,
believe we have this.
audience.
Oh, there you
The
guys
first 25
are. Wow.
minutes have
This
been
is what
technical
happens, folks, when you do a
Wow.
podcast.
This
Now,
is- this
I
is
was
what
wondering why
happens
my
when
stuff
you're
went
late.
up and down.
Things break.
This is what happens
And
when
then
you're
you have
late.
We were
Replace
talking
them.
about John Summit
And Zed not
and
drinking
Zed
alcohol.
not drinking while they DJ, which I think is smart, 100%. But,
But
I'm
they're
wondering,
doing other things.
right? Maybe,
mean,
I mean,
are
maybe
they?
they
Gotta
stay
be.
awake.
They gotta be.
Because you gotta
Even
get.
if it's smoking weed, it's okay.
Well, I don't know why you would smoke weed when you're trying to get hyper.
Sativa gets me up there.
Yeah.
Some people,
yeah.
people, weed makes them hyper.
Yeah.
Like
For real?
some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I
I'll
smoke weed,
stay
I'm-
up. I'll
People
stay
that
at a
have
whole.
ADHD that smoke weed, they get
Yeah.
super jazzed up.
Yeah.
I get dumb on weed, bro. I'm not
I'll
gonna
stay
lie,
at a
man.
whole afters just smoking.
Yeah.
See,
there you
now-
go.
There you go.
But
Everybody's
it-
different.
there are also a lot of people, based on what Rich was saying too earlier, there are also a lot of people who consider themselves sober, but they're sober from drinking, but that doesn't make them sober from everything else.
Right.
The generation I come
Right.
from was you're sober, you're sober.
You're sober.
Well,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
then-
don't do
To the-
anything.
to
No
the T.
pot, nothing. It's
They
that,
say-
that's sober.
Yeah,
they
I
say
get you.
I don't do drugs. Alcohol is a drug.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just
Isn't it kind of weird how we're having these other drugs that are suddenly like, oh no, why aren't no, you're not so there. Okay, I mentioned this last week. We have a huge Kava Kratom crowd in this
Yep. Yeah,
area,
we do.
right?
Yeah.
A lot of people that got them Krava bars call themselves sober, but they're only sober from alcohol.
Yeah.
Trust me, they're out there popping beans and doing other stuff out on the weekend.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, that's not sober.
Yeah, but you know what? Some people don't
Sober-ish.
That alcohol can be really grasping on somebody versus some other things that are out there in the world.
Yeah.
Alcohol will turn, and I'm not saying that other things don't, but
No,
alcohol.
Don't make the alcohol worse. It's only on consumption. It's all about moderation.
Yeah,
You
it
can
could
drink
be.
alcohol just fine and be perfectly fine.
What
When
is
you-
the
but
long
when you're a
term?
touring
Go ahead.
DJ? But if you're a touring DJ,
There we go.
week in, week out, what's a little bit compared to a
I mean,
lot?
I drink about 3 times a week every week.
But you're not John Summit or Zed.
No, but
No,
I'm just saying. I was pointing out.
But
a
how
point,
many
though.
drink?
What's the
I
long
drink
term?
What's
three-
how many ounces?
I would say
What type?
I drink 3 days a week, and I don't have a problem talking about this stuff. I drink 3 days a week. I probably 2 days out of the week, about 6. 1 day out of the week is casual, so maybe 2 or 3, and then.
But what's
and
the
that's it.
pour? Is it vodka? Is it?
Usually beers
wine?
now. I'm kind of getting away from liquors because like. it just
would you say
can't
that's
do
better?
that.
Okay,
I
so
would think that'd
4.5%
be better.
alcohol
Beer for
proof.
sure is going to be
sure.
better, of course. Yeah,
Same with, like,
I
Yeah,
think.
seltzer or
tequila
something like that.
betrays me now. Tequila
Yeah.
betrays
That's
me. in a
my
big way.
drink.
Liquor's
Yeah.
Jack
liquor's
Daniels.
a hard demon.
Oh, I
right
love
there.
Jack Daniels. Love
for a lot of
Jack
people.
See, that's what I think is that everything can be done in moderation.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the important part. And that when people say, "Oh, I don't drink. I drink socially, or I drink, 3 days a week," you really have to get down to the nitty gritty of it because it really does. It makes a big difference. Like, oh, I only smoke once a week, but if you're sitting there smoking 7
lot.
blunts in a
Yeah.
7-hour
I get
time
you.
See,
frame.
that's
I
a
know
lot of-
people like that.
That's a lot of pot smokers are like that.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't smoke a lot of pot, but you smoke 8 times a day. You're literally self-medicating to make it through
Yeah,
every
you're
day
taking
in
2
life.
puffs
Yeah.
every hour or
Yeah.
every half hour.
And that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah.
quick before we change
agree.
the subject, here is one thought, right? Now, what if the route that John Summit is going is going to contribute to the decline in the masses not drinking anymore, contributing to the nightclubs going out
Well,
of business?
obviously, our
since they-
I don't
ticket
think that's
prices
gonna
go up.
happen.
Well, let me
I don't
tell you
think that'll
this. I
happen.
gave up alcohol for a while, and I know that you don't drink ketone.
Yeah, for a goal.
Yeah, but
He's choosing not to drink. He's drinking non-alcoholic beers. So.
right. But I didn't
Just
drink.
I want to point that out.
Oh,
I didn't
love it.
drink, and then
love
I
the- I
even-
love the taste. I grew up with it.
like no drugs, no nothing. I went
Completely
sober,
sober.
completely sober. And I was in the music scene during that time, and it was where everybody was like, now she's judging me, right?
Yep.
Oh,
And-
no,
You
don't.
get that.
Let's
Yeah,
not
you
even
get
go
that.
into this
You get that.
subject.
Yeah, you
I
do
love
get
the
that.
fact that you're going here. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, so it was nobody started inviting me. Like they would think that I'm sitting there judging them. I'm like, no, you go do your
Yeah.
drugs, you have fun. I'm your DD. Like this is,
Yeah.
hey, what if I was pregnant, right? Like
Yeah.
what if
I got a great story here.
Right. So this was the whole thing is that I'm like, I stopped getting asked to go to after parties. I
My
stopped
God.
getting asked to do events.
Yep.
People stopped showing up to my events because they're like, oh, Danielle's gonna judge.
Now, keep in mind, some of your friends are probably doing that because they don't want you to feel uncomfortable. By the way,
No,
I
you
don't
know what?
give
Now
a
that
crap.
would be
No.
a conversation that they should have with the person. It, like,
Correct.
Yeah.
Come on,
Real
like
friend
we're all
would
have that
friends.
conversation.
We're all in
Yeah.
the scene
Correct.
together.
But-
yo, I will tell you what. Me and Sam had this exact conversation, and we believe that is why sometimes we don't get invited
Yes.
to afters, or
It is.
sometimes
Because they don't want to enable you.
No, not only
No.
that, because they think that we're judging them, or
Yes.
or that
Right. Okay.
that we just shouldn't be. We're like gonna be over them while they're doing their business or
Yeah,
having
yeah.
their fun, and that's not the case at all. But I'm glad you brought that up
Yeah.
because we always felt that way, and we're like, why? What's the
Oh, no, I
What's
had
the
people
missing?
confirm it with
what's
me
the
that said
missing
that, that's why
dot
they didn't
here
invite
on
me.
why I'm not getting invited? I'm in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
I help to contribute to the scene, and yet there are still parties that we don't get invited to, that we don't know about until the next Thursday.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh, we were at it," and we're like, "Oh, damn."
You want to know
Yeah.
something?
I hear
But
about
here's
that.
here's
but
a link.
But that's why we speculate that it's because they think that we're judging.
Remember
Right.
what I was told you? Remember what I told you earlier when we walked in this room? We were talking about DJs being nasty to each other in different groups and different cliques of DJs.
Right.
I found that the cliques of DJs or the collectives, whatever you want to call them.
Collective,
Okay.
yeah.
Right. Those groups that do the least amount of drugs and that are the most honest happen to stay around the most. Drugs, for some reason, always brings people together because that's a common denominator with a lot of these groups. So when you take factors out of that and you're no
The
longer
drugs?
contributing to their smoking habits or being part of, I'm sober, but I still like you guys. They kind of remove themselves with you because now you have nothing to bring to the table.
Well, that's the
That's
thing.
That's a little tough. That's a little tough.
What's,
I mean,
what's
that's the
your
way I
take
see
on
it.
it, Robbie?
Okay, two
Yeah.
stories actually. All right, one, before Anthony and I knew each other closer, like a couple weeks when I met him at Saigon Bar one time and I asked him what he wanted to drink and he said, "Oh, I don't drink." I said, "Okay, well, what else? Do you want anything else?" Like 2 weeks later, I came back to the bar. I was like, "Hey, what do you want to drink?" And again, he says to me, "Well, I don't drink." And I look at him. So, what do you want to drink?
Yeah.
That
and
was cool.
And I
remember that.
And I remember that. But I've had the same conversation with other people who are sober, and I'm like, if I'm asking you what you want to drink, just tell me what you want to drink.
You're right.
You don't
You're right.
have to
me a
dictate to me
Sprite.
that
Give me
you in
a
fact
Coca-Cola.
are correct.
Yeah.
You don't. And I'm not saying you did.
No,
that, by the
no.
way.
It's
But
actually that was actually a learning lesson for me.
But
Yeah.
you don't have to, I'm asking what you want to drink. It doesn't have to be alcoholic.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times, oftentimes too, people ask me if they want something. If they do ask for non-alcoholic drink, sometimes I go, "Oh, you don't want anything like alcohol or anything like?" But again, I'm not judging you in that, but I'm just giving you the option because some people oftentimes won't buy an alcoholic drink from you because they don't want you to pay for their drink.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff.
Or
Now-
they don't want to be owing you a drink.
Correct. Well, that's true too.
In return.
But then the other thing, and I've had this conversation with Keto many times, is a lot of my friendships and growth in the scene. And I've had this conversation with another DJ, a good friend of ours, and we both agree that we wouldn't have probably gotten some of the gigs that we've gone and grew our friendship circle if we weren't going to after parties and we weren't directly using drugs and participating with these other
Yep.
people. But we do have to admit, and we have to agree, though, this is part of the scene, and it always has
It's a
been
part of the scene.
And just because John Summit and Zed decides that, oh, I'm going to go on Facebook and let the whole world I know, and I know I'm an asshole for saying this, but how do you know somebody's sober?
They'll tell you.
They'll tell you.
So listen,
yeah,
every
just like the
single
vegans,
time.
just
That's-
like the vegans.
Yep, every single time. So great, John. I'm happy for you. Great, Zed. I'm happy for you. Do I give a much of care about that?
Yeah.
If it's improving your, like, if you were going home and beating your girlfriend every night and you're not now,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But put that on your post. I'm
Yes.
sober now. I don't beat my
The
wife
John
every night.
Summit thing I can see because his PR team might have told him to do that because he has
Sure.
known to be like a
PR.
big drinker.
PR.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah.
known
Yeah,
to
it's
always have that
definitely a
huge
PR
bottle of
team.
tequila, getting
Great.
wasted.
Now he's an inspiration
He's signed
for
to a
seventh
major
graders,
label.
so.
You know what I mean? So they don't want to have that bad ink. I feel like putting it out.
Great.
front.
So he's an inspiration for seventh graders now. Awesome.
Okay, so it goes back. If you guys weren't out there partying in the after hours joints, and you guys weren't smoking with them or whatever the case may be, you might not have the connections that you established because that brings
Because it's part of the
No,
community.
you know
right, it's
what?
part of the community. So
it's a
when you
communal
stop,
thing.
that, it just and that's exactly what I'm saying. You could be ousted in a sense. You
can be.
But you're doing yourself
You
a
can-
favor
Of
because
course.
you're not building that relationship around the drugs like we were just
Yeah.
talking
Right,
about.
right. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is that the people who are in the scene who do like to hang with the people who are doing whatever it is that they're doing should still be wanted in
Oh,
that
100%.
manner. Is what I feel.
I
You
go
know,
back
and
to my
it's hard.
original
Yeah, I
point,
agree.
though. I think a lot of people actually do it because they're actually trying to be respectful. They actually don't
Yeah.
want you. You're right. You're right. No, the conversation should be had with the person.
Yes.
But I think a lot of people automatically just do it because a lot of times, and I'm not judging anyone.
Yeah.
A lot of times you look at the sober people at the party. What are they doing? They're in the corner.
Yeah.
Drinking soda, not talking to anyone, not dancing, not having a good time. They're sitting on the couch like,
Yeah.
Judging people.
yeah.
You think
like,
you think so? I don't know.
Or they can't
I mean,
enjoy themselves.
Yes.
They
They're
feel
just-
like they
yes.
can't enjoy themselves without the
It's not every
intoxication.
sober person. I didn't say that.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's
I
not
feel you.
every situation,
I
but
feel
a
you.
lot of times that's what happened. And then, but here's the thing: remember, everyone else is on drugs. So when you've got these couple people here, and they're all like,
Not everybody's on
That-
drugs though.
no,
Most of
no.
the people.
Yeah.
right?
Because
But-
ketone will still be there turning up.
I would be.
Right?
And I don't do
Yeah.
drugs.
Right.
and
Sometimes,
I
though,
love
I
it,
I
bro.
will be there.
We're
I know.
applying-
I'm gonna be. Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
here
not,
for the music.
I'm not
There's-
applying.
Right. No,
I'm
no.
not
I get it.
applying blanket.
No, because there's always exceptions to the
comparison.
rules. But you're right.
Right.
I agree with you.
And then, but then I've literally had other people tell me at parties over the years. There's nothing recently, by the way, but I've had other people tell me it's like, well, it's kind of unusual sometimes when there's not somebody there getting turned up with you. They make other people, the other that are turned up, feel uncomfortable. And you got to remember they're on drugs, so everything's heightened on them, whatever that drug's doing.
You get
And
yourself
yeah,
a can of Red Bull, which is kind of what I do sometimes, and that will make you energized or whatever. You ain't got to
Sure.
be sitting in the corner. There's alternatives
agree.
I threw
to
an-
drinking and stuff like that.
I threw an event where we didn't sell
but
alcohol.
this is going back to the
So
original
isn't
topic.
coffee? Isn't caffeine like
The
a
original
drug?
topic was why don't they get
we didn't have
invited?
good turnout.
Oh yeah.
No.
Out of respect.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
then they
it's
can
like that,
oftentimes
yo.
make it a
But you guys didn't
It's
have
like
the turnout,
that.
right?
No, that's a Wonderfest, right?
Wonderfest. Well,
we
what-
didn't sell alcohol. We didn't have a good turnout. Now, if
Well,
we had,
wait.
I mean, I know
A lot of
there's
actors, if
lot-
there's
but
not,
a
if there's
lot
not
of people.
alcohol available,
I don't
they
know
want
about a good turnout, but I think
No,
it was
we had a good turnout. We didn't have a great turnout. We didn't have the turnout that we wanted,
Yeah.
and we didn't produce revenue. That's the biggest thing is there's so much revenue in
in alcohol.
alcohol.
For sure.
That was the tour between us
Yeah.
for House for the Holidays, was whether we sell alcohol or
Yeah.
not. And then we were like, we need to sell alcohol.
A lot of places have went to the alternative of serving Kratom and Kava after 3-2, and for those who drink it, it is
Yeah.
an option.
Yeah, yeah.
But you also have to drink like a gallon of that to actually start feeling it.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
And it's
I
not
wonder-
that great.
I wonder if Heather has any input on this because she is a school teacher, so she's probably hearing.
Yeah, I'd be interested.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like vaping in school too. There's like the clear bathroom in schools. That
can't vape.
Really?
Oh,
There's
wow,
a
I
clear
didn't know
bathroom
that.
in schools?
Yeah, it's like where people don't go and smoke vapes. They'll like the other.
It's high school. It's
never
got to be high
heard of that.
schools.
Yeah.
I think she's an elementary
That's
teacher.
something new.
Yeah, that's what I thought she was elementary.
Yeah.
It's funny. There was
think so.
one
Middle
bathroom
school.
off the cafeteria in my high school. I had old high school that I went to and everything, and that one was barely touched by anybody.
Yeah.
So it was good if you had to take time or you wanted to
Drop a shit.
Yeah,
take
there
a
you go.
deuce.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you had to take
that was the
time.
one you went to. I always went there.
Take a
Always smelled
shit.
like cigarettes. All the time. Yeah.
Well,
You
they
smoke
were
cigarettes while
smoking
you're
the
taking a
cigarette.
shit?
I was gonna say they're smoking the cigarettes so they cover up the stank.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's actually take a little bit of a break and let's bring Heather in because I know that she would love to probably be a part of this.
Oh.
And
Oh,
our
before we
friend
do
Rich
that-
over there is woosawing. And Heather maybe can take us through that because she's also certified in
Yes.
a lot of
We'll
different
talk all
things.
about
Yep,
that with
we
her
gotta get
show.
her in
Her
here.
show's great.
I know
Yo,
Rich is going to be sleeping.
Azalea out at an SLC said they're doing drive friendly events.
Yes,
and I'm
they
asking
are.
them how they're going. How's it going? And she said they want to promote sobriety, not just fucked upness in the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
but
Yes.
they're promoting sobriety.
Yes.
Okay,
And not
that's
just
all I have
fucked
to
up.
say.
Yep.
And not just fucked upness in the scene.
That's
Yeah.
all. That's all. My only that they're promoting sobriety.
That show will be
Yeah.
over with by 10 o'clock.
Well,
no, it's
But I bet you
But
20
it's-
bucks.
it's
promote.
I
It's
bet you
promoting.
$20 though. There's pot, and I guarantee you there's pot there. Probably acid.
They're
Okay.
promoting
Acid is a drug?
promoting sobriety does not mean mandating. Very different.
I think okay. So this is my take before we bring her.
Now
in.
I'm confused. Y'all
This
are
is
just,
my take. Sobriety.
point.
Sobriety
Good
is.
point. It's a good point.
Wait. Say it again.
Promoting is not the same thing as mandating. If you are going in and you are stripping somebody down and patting down their pockets and making
Silence
sure
your
they're not
phones,
walking
please, in the studio.
with alcohol, they're not walking
Okay.
in with drugs,
Yeah.
then that's mandating. But if you're promoting it, you're saying, hey, look, you can have so much fun no matter if you have drugs or alcohol or whatever else, sex,
Right.
sex, drugs, alcohol, right?
Yeah.
You can have so much fun
Oh.
because music is
Oh.
really a drug itself. There should be a
100%.
serotonin.
Oh, you just brought up a great point. Keep going.
Right,
I gotta go.
there
I got
should be
something.
there
It's
should be
like
like
a big kid over
serotonin
there.
that's released when you're if you love music, like I know we all do, right?
Right. That's why we're here.
That's really all the drug that I really need when I'm going
Facts.
out there. I can go to the center of a festival, I can stand in the center and just vibe the hell
yeah.
out and
Oh, yeah.
feel in my like I'll get my wood hood out up and I'll be like,
Yeah,
just
the
let me
wood
vibe,
hood.
you know?
Yes,
Like
yes.
it's a great time. So I think it's whatever you find that does give you that serotonin release, to each their own.
Right.
There's no judgment.
Right.
Have fun in whatever capacity that looks like,
Yep.
but promoting it is very different than mandating.
Okay. I agree.
Real quick point. Let me throw a huge wrench into this.
Throw it.
A swingers event.
I threw
I
a BDSM
DJ.
party, so
I DJ at Swingers Club.
they're actually a
Right.
vibe, but it's also it's a drug, right?
Is-
Sex is a drug.
Here's the
Sex
question.
is a drug?
Is
Yeah.
it
Sex is not. How? Wait. Now hold
Is-
on. Wait a second.
Well, wait, hold on. Is a swingers event promoting sex?
Is a swingers event promoting sex?
Yeah.
I mean,
Is it?
You
Is
gotta
it?
you gotta have sex to swing.
Let's
But,
ask
you know,
the
wait a
eyes.
second.
Let's ask the eyes
yeah.
DJs.
I don't know what they do in the back. I mean, I do,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I don't.
go
Now, hold
for
on.
it.
Hold on. Wait a second.
What, in the back
Wait a
of what?
second.
The back of
That's-
the building or the back of the body?
No, they got. No, hold on. Both. Now let me tell you what's good.
Dirty talk.
So
but then, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you
There's
for
only
real.
a matter of
Listen.
time.
Is it after midnight already?
They got a they let it all hang out after midnight. Nah, they got a whole dance floor in front of us. They got a nightclub. There's a bar, big ass nightclub. They got a little around the corner pool tables and junk, and they got a little outside area. When they do
Outside area.
when they do what they want to do, they're not allowed to do it in front of us out here. Sure, some girls might be twerking and pull their panties to the side every now
can't
and
do
then or
cocaine
something or
on
whatever.
the dance floor either.
But at the end of the day, you ain't screwing in front of us. They
Yep.
won't let it happen. You have to walk outside, go to the
to the
right,
back.
and come back. No, I'm trying to tell you, and go back into
You know
another.
exactly where it's at.
And
Yeah,
he, knows,
because-
he knows the rules.
Hold-
Make
But-
the right, then to the second left.
There you go.
That's
You,
my
and you
door.
have to go
That's
in.
where
You
you
have
go.
to go in with
Y'all
women.
tripping. Yeah, but no, okay. we
Limited
can't-
men can't go in without women,
No, but say no.
Oh,
Single
men
men
get
are
charged
charged
$150.
That's right.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
get
they do.
charged double because
but they limit how many men go in by themselves.
nah, not here. They just
Tell
get
me,
charged 100.
tell me swingers events aren't female derogatory.
Oh, they are.
But the
100%.
problem
They
is
are. Oh,
you
they
got
are.
some dudes that are just like zombies, and we don't let that happen. We got to go. You got to go. But they go outside and come back in. Now they have a whole warehouse set up with all. They got this thing called the octopus that back there. I'll tell you what it is. Can I tell them what it is?
All right, guys, we are so ready to bring Heather Effie in
We
before Rich takes us off on this
my
journey.
I was
Wait,
just
wait,
simply
time out,
I
time
was
out,
just trying
time
to
out.
make
Hold
a
on.
point. I was just trying to.
How many times have you and I
I?
you and I have
You're
DJ'd
right.
there? Have we not had some killer dance floors?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, there we
I
go.
love making them.
I don't.
love
You know what I
making
mean?
them
We
dance.
That
make
wasn't
them
the
dance.
original topic.
I don't
Yeah.
know what they do. I know, but I don't see
Yeah,
that.
you
It's
do.
not-
You
I don't
know.
promote
Anyway,
that, John. That's on
guys,
them. Let
we-
them do the thing, bro.
We're gonna
let's
take
go
a
in and
quick
take a
commercial.
break. Yep.
We're gonna take a quick commercial
Oh.
break. We're gonna come back with our guest of the hour, Heather Effie. She's been doing a lot around the city, and we'll see you guys after this break.
Imagine a music industry empowering independent artists.
Humble House Radio makes it happen. Join our mission.
Volunteer, collaborate, or join our dynamic team.
Share your expertise, time, or passion. Together, amplify artistic voices.
Gain valuable experience, network, and make a difference.
Email Humble House Records at humblehouse@djketone.com or DM on social media.
Humble House Records, we make a difference.
Hey Houseology Live fam, Volume here with Ketone.
We're excited to share St. Pete Beach's best kept secret, Cabana Club Rentals.
Unwind in luxurious cabanas, umbrellas, and everything you need for the perfect beach day without lifting a finger. Let us do the work for you.
Book now at stpetebeachcabanarentals.com. Use code Houseology15 for 15% off.
Hey, we're back, everybody. Oh, that actually worked out just about right.
Yeah.
See, when I put that in the group with the other slider,
That's
you
what
get
they
that nice
do.
fade in and out.
That's what they
So
do.
you can see we're changing out here. The music's great. We got people standing. Wow, this almost looks like a real podcast.
It is. It's like a.
Wow.
We're doing it today.
I know, it's kind of cool. I feel.
Do you feel podcasty?
I'm energized. You know what? Let's. I'm going to switch cameras here.
Imagine a music industry. We have Heather Effie in the house. We love Heather Effie.
You know what? Daniel bumped my camera, and she's got it all screwed up.
Give it up for Heather Effie, everybody.
Way better.
Yeah.
Does it not
Is
look
it?
better?
That's
Well,
it.
now I mean, it's fine. It's
Who
good.
farted?
It'll work for the rest. Of
Did
the
you fart, bro?
Oh, it's
I mean,
because of the hump.
yeah.
Oh,
there's
stop it,
you got a
dude.
little too much
That's
monitor.
messed up. Why would you do that? There's a very small room to be doing that
Just tilt
shit.
it down
Do I have
just
a
a tiny
double
bit,
chin?
please.
Like, what's going on here?
I got
No.
My beard
Look at the screen.
No,
hides
it's
my
actually
double
lower,
chin.
little lower, tiny bit lower. There you go. Perfect.
So I need a beard.
I know, but no, you don't. My wife has a. You know what? Why? No, we're not doing this.
To the right
By the
side.
way,
There you go. Perfect. Don't
I'm
touch
gonna
it.
give you my
Don't touch
number. So if you have
sit
anything
down.
you want
Don't
to
touch it.
change with any of the intros and stuff, I got you.
Oh, you're the panty
I'm the
dropper
one.
voice.
He
That's
is
me.
the panty dropper voice.
Panty dropper
DJ
voice.
Heather Effie, what's
Whoa.
up?
Did you
in the
put two
house.
letters in front of my name?
I actually argue that I'm
did.
the panty dropper voice tonight.
I thought that
Today.
Heather was a black chick.
Did you?
I did.
you know
But
what?
yes.
Oh,
Well,
is that
what
why
made
you made
I
that
was
sexy
putting a hot
intro?
sauce in it, boy.
Oh, no,
I'm
no.
just playing with you.
What made you think that?
I just thought it was. I don't know.
I just
Thought
wanna
something
welcome
coming out of
everybody
Atlanta, the urban community. I don't know.
No.
She's from Orlando.
Shit, I don't know. I thought she was from
Shit.
Atlanta.
No, I grew up in Orlando.
You grew up in
Yeah.
Orlando?
Yeah.
I used to live in Orlando
In
for a long
breakbeat,
time.
in breakbeat country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an
Yes.
old school.
I appreciate her
breaking girl.
Barbarella shirt
Yeah.
though. That's nice. I've actually recently watched
Clarkona
that
Drive and all
I was
that.
trying to represent.
movie. I recently watched that movie with who was in it?
with Brie Mark
Jane
in it?
Fonda.
Oh,
Yeah,
with Jane Fonda.
yeah, Barbarella.
Oh yes, yes.
Isn't
yes.
it Barbarella?
I
Yes,
have
it
no
is
idea.
Barbarella.
Rich,
they
yeah.
played it all the time on a loop in the club. Yes.
Right, and it was the spaceship movie, and she's really weird, and it was it's crazy. What are you whispering about? When you whispering?
Rich, we're gonna need you to silence that.
Please silence your
yeah,
phone.
I
silence
told
that,
him
that
twice.
brick you
No,
got
it's
over
like
there.
actually
Don't make
silence
me
your
So
confiscate
they're
your
supposed to be,
phone.
you know what it is?
It
They're
keeps
supposed
dinging.
to, no, because people are trying to get in touch
No,
with me. and I'm
he's
trying to
double
tell them-
dipping because he's doing one job and the other job.
Right. So, yeah, there's supposed to be this big event going on this weekend. Absolutely huge
See,
event.
that's why.
And let's not go to what I want to say.
I like that necklace actually.
You like this? This
You're
is my
actually losing
Jesus-
a lot of weight, bro.
My Jesus piece.
You're losing a lot of weight.
Yeah,
Jesus
man.
piece.
Yeah.
I've been working
All
out,
right.
bro.
Back to
DJ
Heather.
Heather Effie.
Yes.
Heather.
Yes.
Happy Women's
Thank you.
Women's History Month.
Anybody like Richard Simmons?
Are you teaching? Are you teaching anything in your classrooms about Women's History Month? Like, who's this for this week? Or is it a daily thing, a weekly thing?
So we have mandated instruction. So the legislature of Florida mandated instruction for all social studies classrooms. So every couple months or every month we have to hit a certain number of minutes of instruction on different topics.
Right.
So this past Thursday was a shortened schedule. So I had already finished all my testing. So I was like, this is a great time to slide in some mandated instruction. So we did a whole thing on Rosie the Riveter and about how
Okay.
women took the jobs that the men left when they went to war.
Yeah.
And I do teach middle school, by the way.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Middle school,
Middle
that's
school.
right.
I
So-
taught elementary school to start, but I'm in middle school now.
Did you tell them that you're taking the jobs of men today?
They are well aware that I'm a DJ because
Okay.
they like to stalk me, and they've been showing up in my Twitch streams.
Shut the front
Your
door.
students? Your
Yes,
students?
there
No.
was there was one in there last night, and he
Oh,
was like,
man.
"What is this repetitive beat?" I'm like, "Welcome to
Oh,
house
wow.
music." And so then I switched to breaks for a hot minute and threw a couple Drake flips in there, and he's like, "Oh yeah!" And then I was like, "Oh my god, this song has so many bad words in it." I was like, "Please tell me that you saw that this set of my channel's 18 and up." I could block them, but here's what's gonna happen: they're just gonna make a new account and come
Oh,
harass
yeah.
me more. So I was just kind of educating him. I'm like, "Well, no, I just hit this, and now I'm not just."
It's
pushing
kind of cool
buttons."
though because you can
I
threaten them
love
with
this.
bad
Yo, that
grades.
is what's up, man. My daughter loves to see me spin.
Yeah.
She's like my biggest fan, so I
Well,
get it. man.
back in the day when I taught middle school before I left for a hot minute to go online, I had a club called the Makerspace, and I taught the kids, we were in Mack County at the time, I taught the kids how to make beats on GarageBand.
No way.
Really?
Because I used to throw down raps with vocab words.
Shut the front
No,
door.
I'm not even kidding. So it was an assignment I gave the kids, and they were like, "That's so hard." I'm like, "No, it's not." They're like, "Bet." bet. You know, this is before they said say less. And they're like, bet. And I was like, what? Because I'm a middle-aged Caucasian woman, you don't think I can throw down? And they're like, yeah, let me see you throw down. So I just started writing rap songs with the vocab words. There's a ton of them on my old YouTube channel.
Oh
my
wow!
What?
Love that.
gosh.
My
Yeah.
son has. My son learns like math through rapping. It's
Yes.
kind of crazy.
Well, music is a really great device for your brain
Mm-hmm.
to remember things. Like, why do we remember songs from our youth? Because it goes to a different part of the brain. So if you can attach some type of mnemonic device or music to learning, kids will remember it better.
You are
so
awesome.
Arthur, I don't know if you've
That
ever
is awesome.
Arthur from my childhood.
Yes.
He was learning the spelling bee, right? He was trying to
Yeah.
get, and he's
The little hamster
learning-
guy? That Arthur? Or are we talking about a whole different Arthur?
He's an aardvark, and I'll actually
Whatever
let
it is,
me-
like,
let me-
but
let me-
am I right though? Is it the little
so
right?
He had the sister. Yeah.
Public
yeah.
broadcasting.
Yeah, PBS.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay.
So
Making sure we're on the right
Arthur,
point.
Arthur's learning how to spell, and he's trying to enter the spelling bee, and he could not get aardvark down, and he started
Aardvark.
AARDVARK. AARDVARK. So
Hey.
it was just him rapping, right?
Yeah.
It was that was the whole entire program that time was
Yes.
to learn was to rap.
I tell kids
That's
that all
so
the
cool.
time. And repetition's a friend of the brain. So the more times you repeat something, you move it from your short-term memory to your working memory
Right.
to your long-term memory. I tell them it's like a file cabinet. If you only interact with it once, your drawer's left open, a gust of wind comes, the knowledge leaves your brain. You have to continually repeat your interactions with it to move it further back in your brain.
That's how I feel about my DJing skills. I leave the drawer open and the gust of wind just blows
That's,
off.
it happens to the best of us, Rob.
Wait, so on your YouTube channel, you had something very unique about your YouTube channel. When you're actually not your Twitch, it's your Twitch.
On
I
my
think.
Twitch?
Yeah, your
Are
Twitch.
you talking about my sock
your
cam?
sock cam? That's
I knew that was going to happen, and I actually said to Scott, I have to make sure that I wear good socks.
Yeah, I
tonight
wanted to see your
because they're going
socks.
to ask me. So these are my Clockwork Orange socks.
Okay.
That I got from a bookstore, so you can see the one eye.
Yes, and your shoes.
You want
are
to play
so
with me,
cute.
Yarbles, Billy Boy? Little in out, in out. So yeah, I've got my
Yes.
Clockwork Orange socks on. I don't
I'll
wear
take a
those
cool
to
glass of
school
milk,
because
please.
we
Yeah.
don't need to have a conversation about
No,
Clockwork
we don't
Orange.
need to. No,
Not
let's-
with 7th and 8th
I
grade.
was
Really?
gonna say maybe later.
Yeah.
Maybe college.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
For
think
sure.
that's appropriate. No,
That's
that
the
was
funny part. Like everybody watches that movie, nobody gets it, but you're like, you have no idea like how bad it actually is,
Yeah.
Oh
or
no.
how bad some of the parts of it are actually.
Yeah, there it's even like Disney movies, right? They have some like little hidden.
Oh yeah,
hidden
Disney
things in
movies
there.
are great. Like you
Yeah.
can find those websites
All the
and-
time, bro.
Yeah,
All the time.
Pixar as well.
Yeah.
Pixar.
Oh, did you get that little thing or notice that little thing?
Yeah. No, I that was the funny thing is that back when we had 99 Jams and you came in and you talked about how the sock cam came about, and I forever that's stuck in my head because it's a really great marketing thing that you do, and I think it's important. We talked about this before. Is like marketing yourself and doing something different than everybody else. So not only do you have something different than what everybody else has, which is the fact that you're a female DJ, and there's a lot more coming into the scene, obviously, not nearly as much as probably you and I would like to see, but it's actually good for you because then it makes you not.
But wait, are you saying
Well, we
females
have an
are
influx.
marginalized in the scene?
Huh?
Are you saying now saying females are marginalized in our scene? I love how him and I jumped into this.
We
Yeah,
just jumped
yeah,
right
I
in
just-
because
I-
we're
that-
running.
I'll
There's an
say-
influx
Listen,
of female DJs.
Somebody needs to be an asshole
Yes,
on the show.
but-
and
We need
sometimes
like
it's both of
real
us.
female DJ. You're a real female DJ.
I would say chunky female DJs are
Thank you.
marginalized in the DJ
Thank
scene.
you.
go.
Hot take, sorry.
Thank
I
you.
love
Yeah.
chunky
No.
female
I don't have a
DJs.
filter.
You're right. I was just talking to somebody about
Somebody
this
that can just
yesterday,
turn
actually.
knobs versus
Chunky.
actual DJ. There's
Yeah, but you
I
can-
didn't put the
that's-
camera back on
hey,
you
that's-
purposely for that. I
Love
just want you
that.
to-
as she's rubbing.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, that was an accident. I apologize.
No.
It's all good.
This whole thing about to take a turn, boy. I'm telling you right now.
No.
It is
Well, listen.
all good.
Look. This is why people are like, "Oh, you DJ?" No. I don't. I know how to turn the slider on and turn it off. And
I didn't know how to DJ for 28 years. I was in the scene for 28 years before I learned how to DJ. It wasn't until I started dating Scott, who I'm now married to, which the cardinal sin for me was to date a DJ. Like I was not going to date a DJ. I spent my
Never
life
dated
in the
DJ.
Never
dance
date
circles.
DJs.
I was in the dance circles having a good time. In my head, I was saying, ooh, this would sound good if you played this song next. Or, ooh, I wonder why he went to this song. Or, oh, the energy changed. And then he was streaming on Twitch. I was his mic girl because I always dreamed about being on the radio. And so I was like, hell yeah, I'll be on your mic. Like, let's go. So I was his hype girl. And one of our friends was like, hey, we want to do a couples raid train. You should just teach other how to DJ. I was like, word, let's do it. So he did attempt to teach me. I am a teacher, so I don't take teaching from others well. He was using terminology I wasn't familiar with. He's like, I thought you played the clarinet in 5th grade. I was like, bro, I wrote the letters above the sheet music. Okay, like I don't know music theory. Like you're gonna have to settle down on this whole like
FACE
bars
face.
and phrases and shit. Like can you give me a vocab sheet? Like you need to teach the vocab first, friend. Yeah. So he showed me some things, and then I'd say, all right, leave me alone, let me try. And then if I couldn't get a song to stick or something was going on, he'd come back and help me. And that was kind of how it started. And then I was like, I want my own emotes. So then I became affiliate. Then I started making my own emotes. I was ridiculous. Rob can tell you, he was there in the beginning. All my scenes looked like I was in a classroom. So I used the green screen, and I was like behind a fake teacher desk, and I had giffies of kids dancing and stuff like that. And it was just a whole
I was
vibe.
affiliate for a short amount of time.
You're still affiliate. You don't lose it.
Oh, you don't?
No.
I thought you did.
They actually got rid of it because they're so hard up to make money right now.
Oh,
Twitch got rid
wow.
of affiliate. So
That's too bad.
But the sock cam, for the record, was born out of me playing the move. Rob needed someone to play the side room. He had Scott playing the front room for Tech House, and he asked me to play. And I'd only ever played in front of people one other time at this this boutique festival our friends threw called Static Springs. And Rob's like, but if you're in the side room, you have to play melodic progressive. I was like, oh. I've never played that before. He's like, well, you better figure it out because you're playing it in about a week and a half.
I told her. I'm an asshole like that. I'm like,
no,
well, you better figure it out.
He's not an asshole, but listen.
Oh, thank you.
I threw a set together and then fell in love with the music so much that's subgenre that I was having a damn good time. And Factory, a good friend of mine, Jonathan Stewart, he took a picture under the desk of my socks. And he's like, you know what? You should have a sock cam. And that is where the sock cam was born from. Was
Really?
from that set at the Move.
Wow.
I think it was like, what was it? Like April of 2022 or something like that.
Feels like forever ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. I've
That's
been
amazing.
I've been DJing for less
I
than
remember
4 years.
Ketone had to drive me home one night. I was so intoxicated there. We
What?
Talk about,
Oh, we circling back to the alcohol combo.
He got the
Right.
He got
We were
the,
just talking
speaking of
about-
alcohol.
Speaking
There
of
we go.
alcohol.
See, that's what I'm talking
is
about.
going
There we
on?
go.
Now the
Talking
rule,
about
the
him.
rule is there's an unspoken rule. If you bring drinks, you got to bring them for at least 2 of the other guests. The host.
And he's talking about
We're
us.
promoting sobriety. We
Yeah,
are
no,
promoting-
you're promoting sobriety. Nobody said
That's
don't bring
I
that
don't
juju
even-
this way.
I don't even really drink,
circle
but
back
I
to
had
you.
him get me one to like help me unwind, and then I'm like, I think I'm a little. You give me like 2.5 White Claws, and
I
I'm
wanna
white
get her
girl.
I
coffee.
ran into you somewhere. I
White
don't know where it
Claws.
was.
Yes, I don't drink.
It
Oh,
was.
you're
Was
a
it
teacher
Best
and
Buy?
you
It
don't
was
in
drink?
Holiday.
No, I don't.
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
We're neighbors.
What are they? They're having sidebar conversations.
I live around the
over
corner
here.
from
Oh,
China.
bro.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yes.
You're the one we met at the Guitar Center.
Yes.
We're neighbors.
That's right.
What is that?
That's right. I think about you guys all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at Guitar Center. Check. I don't know if I was scratching on some stuff or I was checking out something.
I was hitting up the guy there for a whole bunch of information on streaming information.
That's
No.
right. I knew I knew you.
You were
That's
getting
what I said.
stuff.
That's
yeah.
right. You ever hear like some really hardcore bass and you're like, where's that coming from?
Yeah.
It's probably my house.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
I have-
wouldn't-
yeah.
yeah.
Without
I've seen-
giving
I've
away
seen
your
what you built.
address, we'll have to
You
find out
in
what street
China.
you live on
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, me and Chuck. Yeah. Actually, I could say this. I actually have outdone him on bass.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to talk to that boy. But I'm telling
We're going to
you.
have to fact
Yeah.
check this. We're going to need receipts later.
Oh, it's
Rich builds his own.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm impressed. I've seen pictures. He showed he
we got
knows
some
what he's
stuff.
doing.
China's getting into the powered stuff now.
Yeah.
And he's focusing more on high quality rentals, and stuff like that. And I'm focusing more on the sound reinforcement side.
Yeah.
So what I have to power my amp rack, you need at least 80 amps.
Yep.
At 120.
That's no small show.
No, and
And then on the
he's not
side,
talking
you got a
about a huge
panty dropper
diesel-
voice. I'm sorry.
We gotta do that. Stuff like we bring out a big diesel generator.
Yeah.
I got right now my arsenal just in my trailer alone right now. I got 8 EAW SB528 double 18s loaded with RCF P400s.
RCFs are where they're at, man. I'm telling you.
So it's no longer about sports
Italian-based
cars, y'all.
company,
It's
they're
now
so-
about
No, right,
how
right.
big your
That's-
speakers are.
Yeah.
Well, no, but
He's compensating.
No, but you see, well, it's I know we all have that,
But you can
see
get it from a mile away.
you experienced how does it sound?
Oh, I can't even. The
She knows.
sound is unmatched. You cannot. Rich's sound. If y'all need sound, find this man. He has it.
We gotta
He knows how to build.
I got you.
I'm looking at those TTs from RCFs that Lyndon had. Rest his
love 'em.
soul. I'm telling you, it for the size and compactness and like able to do like remote shows like real quick. That's where they're at.
RCF has done some amazing things, and I think what we can take this whole. We just hijacked this whole thing. We're back to you.
I'm used to
Right
it.
back
It's
to you. Oh, my
okay.
bad. What?
And hey, just
Let's talk about Heather.
My
Let's
bad,
go
yo.
back to the
We just
DJ.
hijacked it, dog.
It's all
so,
good.
hey, real quick, Andy used to spin on vinyl. So there we
I still do.
He still
I
spins
still-
I still
vinyl.
spin vinyl, bro. As a matter of fact, we just. Oh my! Why would you do that to me? Here we
See,
go.
back,
no.
back
Listen,
to wax on you.
I
on
am a
Twitch,
middle
yo.
school teacher, so we're fine. Okay, we are so
Yo.
fine.
She
I'm
knows
used
how
to
to
people
redirect.
talking and not listening to me.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Listen,
Or you know how to redirect.
Turn my
That's
mic
another
off.
one.
I do.
I am
Yeah,
sitting
do.
here in Best Buy, and we start talking about people that the DJ world.
So Heather,
I love that. Wait, can you do that
Dog.
again?
I
That's
love it.
great.
I love it.
So,
Yeah.
are you going to finish that
Listen,
story?
I was going to.
We put
Okay.
you in a study, Carol. You're in timeout for a couple
I am
minutes.
done.
You're cut off.
My
So,
oh, I love
ADHD
that
takes
study,
over.
Carol. He has to rotate his chair around.
so Heather, do you do a lot of USA for people like this and students and everything like that? Because don't you have you're certified in a lot of different things?
Yeah, so I try. So here's the thing. Without getting political, even though I teach civics and ancient world history, there's a lot I can't do as a public school teacher anymore.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of my years working in Title I schools, which are higher poverty rates or lower socioeconomics. But those come with their own challenges. So when I decided to go back to the classroom this year, I decided to choose a school that was a higher socioeconomic. So a lot of times they're a lot more involved parents. And so they are monitoring all the things. And those kids love to go home and tell their parents what their teacher has spoken about. So I don't even touch our current administration, and I'm a civics teacher.
Smart.
So some things that I have done
I'd have been
though,
fired.
is I do have a lot of students who, are on the spectrum or are ADHD or just can't, manage their own emotions because that's the stage of development they're in, is where their executive functioning is gone. Their brains are mush from their hormones. So they don't really know how to manage themselves. So there have been opportunities where I have pulled a student outside and shown them how to box breathe or how to, calm their parasympathetic system. I've had them grab my hand and pulse my hand and hold onto my hand and breathe with me when I've had the opportunity to, prior to the theory that students are being indoctrinated by their teachers. So before COVID, I did have students that would get passes just to come to me to calm them down. That was even before I was trained in it. So it's just something that some of the kids know I'm good at. But I will tell you, the kids are also good at helping me forget my training because there are moments where I'm like, oh, I don't like the person you're making me become, because like they won't listen or, they're talking while I'm talking or they don't find value in their learning opportunities. It's always, is this a grade? Is this a grade? Like, are you not going to do it if it's not a grade? Because guess what? You're not going to pass the test if you don't do the learning. Like, I can't grade everything, people.
Right.
But that's kind of like where they're at with everything is immediate instant gratification, and they need the dopamine boost. And
Yeah.
the dopamine boost for them is coming in the form of a grade.
Right.
Or some type of positive praise. So you're really having to gamify the system and really learn what motivates them. Otherwise, forget it. They're on their phones, they're checked out, they're being mean to each other, and they really couldn't care less what you have to say about civics
it's
or
the
history.
dopamine surge part though that is so ingrained in our world now,
Yep.
and you can see that in so many. I've even talked about that in regards to people and why they're DJing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, are you DJing because you love the music and you want to add something to the scene, or are you DJing because you want to be the center of attention?
Right.
Yeah, I used to teach kindergarten through fifth special needs, and it was foundations, and it was the same thing. The only thing that I found that could help get them recentered when there were just full moon days, as I like to call them,
Yes.
is taking them out to the swings and letting them swing.
Yes.
It recenters their circadian rhythm. It
Yep.
recenters everything.
Gets the energy up.
It does, but there's something with that flow with children that are on the spectrum that really does help them a lot.
Yes.
But you're exactly right. The instant gratification, the gamifying things is the biggest thing. But now that we have this technology, right? So we have different iPads. Every child in my classroom had an iPad that they could have access to because the programs, that's what some of them we would teach through because it did gamify it and it did help things stick a lot better. Splash Learn is a really great one to be able to use. But it was so interesting that was how these kids operated. Especially because I'm on the spectrum myself, and I'm teaching coping mechanisms, and I had a TP tent, so that was where they would go for calming and
Right.
just understanding how to express their emotions. And like you were saying, the dopamine release, music is huge.
Yes.
Huge, huge, huge. And they loved music. So I'd carry around my little JBL speaker, and it was just fun, just going out in the gym or outside or whatever it was, but there was always music, and then a lot of touch. So when we would go out and play outside, it was trying to actually find like different leaves that might and feelings. So.
You know, isn't it crazy in me being 48, coming from more of a traditional teaching background than what we have, of course, today. When I was graduating, a lot of the newer teaching methods, and they were trying a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even wild back then when a teacher it was movie day, or there would be music, or we would just have indoor recess or something like that. It was crazy how much, as a child and as a student, that would reinvigorate you and get you more, as opposed to sitting in a fucking chair for 7 hours.
Yep.
And then a teacher, if you even made a peep, would fucking yell at you.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. It's really wild, the difference.
No, it's huge. It's huge.
We try to give we try to give them reasons to speak to each other outside of being off topic. So like in my classroom, I have a 75-25 rule. So if I lap the classroom 4 times, 3 of the 4 times you have to be talking about something that's on topic. The other 25% time you can be off topic. So I try to let them work together, because we learn better when we're listening to others speak about what we're learning, and we speak about what we're learning. So we need to give them opportunities to collaborate. But for me, I find that, especially in middle school, we only have 50 something minutes. And one of my contents I teach is state tested. So I have to get through all the content by a certain time so we can go back and review before the state mandated test that they have to pass to get out of middle school. But I like to influence them with, sending in music. Like, a lot of them want to listen to music in their AirPods, and I tell them like, we're not allowed to do that. So I'll put like lo-fi on, or I'll put on like house music without any type of lyrics, and just kind of let it kind of go in the background, and I provide the music for them. And it's funny, so my students who have recently graduated, when they got to high school, before we weren't allowed to have like social media about our classrooms, my students would message me on Instagram from their high school, be like, we don't have no Starbucks music, Miss Schuster. They don't give no Starbucks music like you did. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I told you you're never gonna get another me. Like, y'all didn't believe me when you had me, and here you are telling me there's no one else like me. It's a challenging career, but it's a calling.
Yeah.
And teenagers especially are treated like adults when it's convenient by their parents, and children when it's convenient.
Correct.
And you get whiplash,
Yeah.
and they don't know who they are. They're trying to figure it out. So they just need someone to let them feel seen, heard, and valued. Even if it means that they're saying things like, that's not my name, quarterback, or 6'7", or whatever the meme is this week. I'm learning them as quick as they're giving them to me, and I'm saying them back. But they need to feel seen, valued, and heard.
It's kind of crazy. A lot of people that are making a lot of the rules and laws in this state, and I'll just leave it at that, are people that are way older than the students that are in school and have no idea how kids learn today.
Yeah.
And making all these stupid ass ways that you're supposed to learn now.
Yeah.
Without any research, without any they don't know.
Yeah.
They have no clue. It's a totally different world.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I came from the ADHD era of experimenting with ADHD and ESE classes and all that other stuff. And I've had teachers that were just like you. Just Miss Traphagen, probably one of the best teachers I've ever had in my life.
Shout out.
That's a great name.
She could get you.
Traphagen.
It is.
Man, she would get right on your level and get your brain to work for you.
Yes.
Because not everybody with ADHD works the same.
Why
It's
was
all
that-
about chasing
And why
the
was that?
dopamine,
Why
right?
was that special
Squirrel.
needs?
Right. Well, let
it's
me tell you something.
I'm gonna touch on it after you're done.
So check this out, and then you have other teachers. You're never gonna amount to anything in your life. I got 3 properties. I have 4 bail bond agencies.
And a panty dropper voice.
Thank you. You know what I mean?
And a panty dropper
I have a kid that loves me to death. Even my ex-wife, we talk on a daily basis. We joke around. We're like this.
Right.
So I think that what he was saying, you got people that are trying to dictate to how kids need to be taught nowadays because they're using the tactics they were taught but we don't have the same generation and the same thought process.
Right.
Not to mention that we have screwed up the planet so much with lead poisoning and everything else that our brains aren't even working the same as they were back when they were.
Absolutely.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's just great what you're doing. You know.
Thank you.
It's just great
Yeah,
what you're doing.
I have ADHD and I was teaching.
You could see it.
ADHD.
I'm whacked.
No, so
I'm like alphabet soup up in here. Don't even sweat it.
Diagnosed ADHD and OCD. So I am on
Always
the spectrum.
comes with a friend.
Yep. Always
The
comes
buddy
with a
system.
friend. Yes.
The buddy system.
Yes.
I taught him that. I told him that you never have
so
one.
true,
It always
though.
comes
It's
with a
always
friend.
with someone.
Comorbidities.
Exactly. But the interesting thing is I was teaching these children because I found ways to cope. I found ways to understand. And just like you were saying, these are people that are implementing things within our country.
Normies.
Yeah. And what is normal, right? Normal nowadays,
Exactly.
Well,
everybody has ADHD.
That's the thing.
You were
is
gonna
that-
say-
is
yeah, you were
that-
gonna say.
that children on the spectrum, is how we say it now, from learning from my lovely wife.
I didn't even know that. I didn't mean to cut you off real quick. I did not know that ADHD was on the spectrum until about 2 years ago.
It can be, yeah.
And
It was
it just
expanded to
completely,
that.
I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
So this is possibly the next the next evolutionary step.
I was about to
that
say,
we
he's had a
take.
couple drinks.
Sorry, but the thing is that
Wish I had a
you're
drink.
touching base on the circadian resonance. You're touching base on things that a lot of these kids are in touch with, and like our style of music and everything, it resonates with them even more.
Right.
So because
Constant
it's on that
beat.
same pattern, it gives them grounding. You know, it gives them a stability that other day-to-day life doesn't give them.
It's math.
But yeah, that's the next thing, and we have people
Beats,
in government
chloroform.
now that aren't able to understand that because they're below that, and
Right.
it's hard. We need to do more. We need to spend more money into researching these things and having more understanding of that, so we can actually teach the next stage.
Right.
So have more understanding for the next kids.
Well, you have to remember too, like, this is something I tell. So I've had quite a few kids fail this semester or this quarter, and I've never had anyone get a F on a report card in my entire teaching career. And it just is the change. I was out of the classroom for 4 years, teaching online, doing the other things, and I came back, and it's just different. So I'm calling these parents, and they're like, well, she told me that she turned that stuff in, and you just haven't graded it yet. I said, ma'am, with all due respect, she told you that 3 weeks ago when I called, and it wasn't the case. Well, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to check grades. Just have your kid open her phone and go to the grade book and show you. Make her accountable. Like, have her prove to you that this is what's going on.
That's crazy. They can access that in real time.
Yes, you can
Oh,
go
that's
right on.
wild.
You can go on My Student. Like, once
so
I put
wild.
grades in,
I got
they'll-
it right here for my
they'll-
kid.
They'll look to see what their
You
grade
can't
is.
fake that.
But I think that the one thing that
I got a story for you.
I think the one thing that we forget is, and I'm speaking as a woman who's had a child, I went to a class to teach me how to push a kid out. Listen, I teach ancient world history. I had never taught that in the Paleolithic era. There were Lamaze coaches, right? Women were just caveman Betty just pushing a kid out in the cave. Nobody's helping her. No one's telling her how to breathe, right? Why do we have people telling us how to push kids out, but once they're here, nobody's telling us what the hell to do with them?
Yeah.
We don't know. My reference is what my mother and my father did that I liked, what my mother and my father did that I didn't like, what my friends' parents did that I liked. And of course, I read some books because I'm a nerd, but like most people don't have time to read books about parenting. Right. So what are we doing? None of us effing know. We don't know. We're winging it like eyeliner. That is what we're doing. We are winging it with parenting. And when shit doesn't work, we regroup. We look back, we say that didn't work. Are you still catching a mosquito?
Mosquito.
All right,
It's
Daniel's
trying.
son. But so that's the thing. Like, and I have to tell the kids that too, because they will disparage their parents in comments in the classroom. And I'm like, you realize none of us know what we're doing? They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, none of us know what we're doing. We are winging it. Like I only know what I'm doing because I went to school to be an educator, and I took educational psychology.
Shoot, we're grateful they come out with all their fingers and toes. And,
Yeah,
and,
they
and
know that
that's
it's-
where it
Somehow
starts.
this has become an educational podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anthony.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tequila shaken, not stirred, a little.
This week on.
Wow. Now,
This week on Teacher Talk.
Yeah.
no, you know, super quick though, and then we're going to take a quick break, everybody. But I was going to say the funny thing is I find myself a lot of times hanging out with I find a lot of time.
A lot of times.
That was next on our list, Keaton. Thanks.
I'm sorry, that's the same look I give people when they start staring at their phone when I talk to them too. But no, I find a lot of times that I'm interacting with a lot of the younger population of our DJ scene. I guess I'm a child and I just attract children. That's how it works. But you'd be surprised the kind of things that I hear these kids talk about. And I'm talking 22, 23, 24 years old. And I'm kind of like, God, I bet their parents have no fucking clue. Like, they have no clue how broken their kid is right now. Or they have no clue how much emotional struggle their kid has right now. Or they have no idea what their drug usage is like and things like that. And it's crazy. And I find it crazy because it's like, okay, and mind you, yeah, I go by Rave Daddy Robbie, but then I end up somehow, they come into me asking me for advice. And I think it's funny because you're a DJ and you're a DJ and you're a DJ.
No, I'm not.
On occasion. And he's a DJ, but we all had that opportunity to interact with each other and the younger generation. But I'm now, believe it or not, I'm actually, this is accidental, but I'm doing a full circle here. We're coming all the way back.
Here we go.
How you as an educational instructor, as a teacher, and us as role models and people in our scene that is dealing with the massive younger generation that is coming in here, that is so injected in our 24, 25, 26. But again, remember a lot of the music that we play and did was part of the underground, was part of the sub scene. Mm-hmm. It was where the misfits, the people that don't fit in, the people that have no straight friends group. I was just talking to a friend about this weekend. I say I always feel like I don't fit in anywhere. I'm in the middle, and I've got all my friends groups around me, and I know friends in all those friends groups, but I'm in none of those friends groups.
I have the Island of Misfit
Same.
Toys.
Yes, and Marcus Schultz posted a big post on Facebook a week and a half ago that was 5 pages long about how he doesn't fit. And Marcus and I get along. I do consider him a friend. We're actually friends. And it was funny to read this, and I'm like, holy shit, he's talking about me. And he's like 6 years older than me, maybe 7, 8. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, the guy has the exact same. No wonder why we click. It's like we have the same thing.
Right.
It's really important that people understand it. And yeah, we did get kind of into an educational component of this podcast, but it circles back because the education is coming from the scene. The education is coming, the emotional support is coming from the scene.
Yeah.
The advice to people like in that. And sometimes this really bothers me too. And I've talked to Rich about that, how there's no fucking bridge between the old ones and the younger part of the scene. They're so fucking upset. And
now
angry.
they take.
Yeah. That they're going to lose their residency or lose their job. But guess what? You're getting older. Guess what? You can't DJ your entire life.
Right.
And you know what? And these kids are not resident DJs. These kids are lineup DJs. These kids want to be the next John Summit. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
No.
If you want to be the next John Summit, fucking go for it. If you want to be the next Tiesto, go for it. Hula, Hugo, all those guys. But the older crowd is so defensive and so concerned about these kids. There's no bridge. There's no helping.
Also,
there's no pull-in at all.
They've taken. We're going to have to wrap this up to go on a break, and when we come back, we are going to talk about your show.
Yes.
But to get what he was saying about this bridge, real quick, 2 things, and they've taken what we started, and yeah, I know that you're passing the torch and they're doing something completely different, but our culture was not surrounded by sex in the 90s as it is now, and dressing half naked and all this garbage. You know what I'm saying? Our culture was about love, the music, dancing, expression, and now.
But that doesn't make you better than them, by the way.
No. But at the same time, you go out
That's
there.
what they're dealing with now, and cell
it's
phones,
turned into
and
be
social
like,
media.
right.
Accessibility.
It's turned out to be like a big.
Bullying is more available to be brought to the light because of the fact of technology and accessibility, and it's actually helped you in your career.
Yeah.
Not only with the show that you now have. I mean, the socks, right? For example, your YouTube, your Twitch, all that stuff that you might have. But technology has really made it good for the DJs out in this world, but also can hinder the children of this world very much. So.
And there's never been such a good moment for a chance to mentor these people.
Yeah.
As we have now.
Thank you for the segue, sir. Yes, good point. We're going to jump and take a quick 1 minute break, and we'll be right back with Heather Effie and her amazing husband, Titan Chaos. See you guys shortly.
Thank you.
Imagine a music industry empowering independent artists.
Humble House Radio makes it happen. Join our mission.
Volunteer, collaborate, or join our dynamic team.
Share your expertise, time, or passion. Together, amplify artistic voices.
Gain valuable experience, network, and make a difference.
Email Humble House Records at humbleHouseRec@djketone.com or DM on social media.
Humble House Records, we make a difference.
Hey Houseology Live fam, Volume here with Ketone.
We're excited to share St. Pete Beach's best kept secret, Cabana Club rentals.
Unwind in luxurious cabanas, umbrellas, and everything you need for the perfect beach day without lifting a finger. Let us do the work for you.
Book now at St. Pete Beach CabanaRentals.com. Use code Houseology15 for 15% off.
We're back, everybody.
You know, I hate to ruin everybody's life, but you know, you're wearing your Yoda socks today, which is awesome.
Shout out to Darnell. He's watching.
Darnell, shout out Darnell. But yeah, so sock cams, right?
Yeah.
Hey Darnell, do you see these socks? Shout out to you.
There was a study that was done with people who wear socks like this are way more artistical and out thinking.
I think you know.
I have socks like this.
I love socks.
I always
really
wear fun
do.
socks. The kids know it.
Oh yeah, Azalea.
I know.
You know, real quick, I just want to take a moment and thank everybody for tuning in today. We're live here from the Moxy Hotel. You've got Heather, Effie, and Titan Chaos, our guest today. We've got DJ Rich across from me. I'm Ray Daddy Robbie. Next to me is the beautiful Danielle. And you guys may be listening. We were Heather is a teacher, so we were going on a long conversation there about education, and then talking about some of our youth, and of course some of our youth is so important in what we do as DJing. But we're going to, you know, refocus the conversation now and talk a little bit about Heather and
she has a show, guys.
as well.
She has a show on Humble House Radio.
As well as being a DJ power couple too. So
Yeah, it is awesome. Now I find it
Never
awesome
date
that
a DJ, just marry them.
Yes.
never.
Ooh, that process. Try to teach a teacher.
Whoa. What's wrong with dating a DJ?
Yikes.
I'm pretty sure my
No,
wife
you
would
just have to
probably
marry
agree.
them. Don't date them, just marry them. Yeah.
People say the same thing about teachers. They say don't marry a teacher too. So
My sister's a teacher.
bless her.
Yeah, she did high school for a long
I've
time.
been talking to it.
Remember the
So
one
tell
high
us
school
about
teacher?
this-
Go ahead, my
Tell
bad.
us about the show that
Yeah,
you have
tell me
now.
about the show.
Sure.
Tell me
Yeah.
about the show.
So,
I know. I'm like, I feel like we want to
Streaming
talk
on Twitch.
all
We're gonna
night
go to a
about
whole different
teaching 'cause
conversation, man.
It really is an interesting topic, but let's talk about this.
What do you
So-
do on the show?
So the show was kind of born out of
Is it a nice show?
what I used to do on Twitch in the morning, but
That's
I
it.
can't
You're
do that
muted.
because I'm back to work full time. So when Anthony asked me if I'd like to have a segment, I said sure, and then he goes, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Let me think about it." And then I'm not even kidding. I had a weird dream where like my radio show was happening in my head. So I texted him and I was like, "Bro, I had a dream." He's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Not an MLK Junior dream. Like I had a dream about the radio show." And he's like, "Okay." So I love to play melodic and progressive, and I love to play organic
Robbie.
and down tempo. Yes, thank you, Robbie. And so one of the things I did when I first started streaming was I would stream in the morning, and I would play that kind of vibey music to get everyone's mind straight for the day. And I would pull affirmation cards, and I had just learned how to do mindfulness, so I was doing mindfulness in the beginning of my streams. But that went away when I went back to work full time. So I said to Ketone, I said, what if every other week I do something topical, like teaching somebody that's listening how to connect with their breath, or I do a guided mindfulness. And then on the opposing weeks, I pull somebody in from the community, whether that's the greater music community or it's the local community, and I talk to them about how they deal with their own stress, their own anxieties, and how they are making or holding space for others in the wellness space or in the music space, and just kind of talk about it. So the first week we did it, I didn't really do anything. I just kind of talked about what I was going to do. We went into music. The second week, I had my friend Cassie Haynes come in, and she's a licensed mental health counselor, and she talked about what stress was and what anxiety was, and she gave some really good strategies for overcoming those things. She talked about cognitive behavior therapy. I want to bring her back to talk about ART. And then this past week, I did a guided mindfulness with connecting to the breath. So the goal was to spend 10 to 15 minutes talking about things that maybe people aren't already hearing that are listening to house music, that I think is topical but also applicable, because so many of us are dealing with so much anxiety and stresses about our job, our family, what's going on in the world. And music can be an escape, but I think it also needs to be a destination. Like, why are we escaping from somewhere into music? Why don't we just arrive to the music and use the music as an avenue for us to be in the present moment? So that's how Here Now or Nowhere kind of was born. And if you take the word nowhere and you flip it and you add a space, you get the word here now. So in theory, you're either here now or you're nowhere, because you can't be in the past. It already happened. And I deal with that a lot with my anxieties, like living in the rearview mirror. You can't live back there. And you can't live in the future because it hasn't happened yet. And all you're doing is speculating on what's going to happen. So if you're just present now, here now, because there's nowhere else to be. So that's kind of how it was born. And so that's kind of where I'm going with it.
That's
And
beautiful.
I'm hoping it catches on. It's, it's just one of those things. It was my exit strategy. I was going to do just yoga and mindfulness. And then I realized driving around on my GTI with yoga props wasn't paying the bills. So I ended up going back to being a full-time teacher. But I'm hoping that next school year I can have a yoga and mindfulness club, clearly with parental permission slips, and just bring that to the students as well, because so many kids are so stressed out about so many things because the access they have to this is not access to all positive information. And sometimes you can learn too much and then you're worried about too much and you can't quiet your brain down because you don't have the faculties and the skills within yourself as a teenager to do it. So it's just kind of my way of bringing it to the adult space, because I think we operate from a perspective that, well, you're an adult, you should know how to manage your own emotions. We don't know, especially those of us in our 50s. Nobody taught us that in school. It was like, suck it up, brush it off, deal with it.
Most of us still don't know how to manage.
Put
our
on your big
emotions.
girl pants, put on your big boy pants, suck it up,
Buttercup.
So that's why I thought it was a great way to just kind of insert it. And I have it at the beginning so that if like you're not comfortable yet listening to that, like tune in 10 minutes later and you'll get the music. But I hope that eventually you'll find comfort in knowing that it's okay to not be okay. And mindfulness is not the absence of thought. It's training your mind to come back from the thought that's taking you from the present moment. And that's that building of that neuroplasticity. And just keep practicing it and you'll get there. I'm not perfect. I suck most days. I'm trying to remind myself what I need to do. And so I try to give it to others, because when we're practitioners of something, it helps us practice it more when we're teaching others how to do it.
So how can somebody listen to this? Where do we find you on that?
So
and what time?
I'm so glad you asked. So right here on humblehouseradio.com.
No way.
On Sundays at Sundays, because what better way to reframe your mind on a Sunday evening before you're getting ready to wake up on Monday morning and go to work? And it's from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
7 p.m. to 9 p.m.?
Yes, you just listen to that panty dropper voice from DJ Rich.
So what you got to do is tune in to 7 p.m.
So we
and
have it
9
right
p.m.
here. If you look at your screen, it says here, now, or nowhere. And it says Introduction to Mindfulness. So
that's what we did this past week.
who's doing these graphics for you?
I actually made them myself.
Did you really? I got to get with
So
you. That's pretty
woman
good.
The,
Yeah,
ori-
that's
so
good stuff.
the
Super
original
talented.
the original flyer is Sam. Okay.
Okay.
And then she gave me access. And so I've modified it a little bit. So typically what I'll do is a couple days before the broadcast, I will let you know what to anticipate on my Instagram channel. And I tag you all. And I also put it on my Instagram page and also on my Facebook page. So you know what to expect.
Okay.
So like I said, I'm trying to alternate so that we get an interview every other week. And then we get something topical every other week as well.
Are you planning on taking callers on the air too and stuff like that? We so
I
cool
would
if you
like
could.
I would like to get to that level. Absolutely.
I have something. So I got something at my house
Mm-hmm.
that I had from a couple radio stations way back in the days. And what you do is you hook up a telephone line to it
Okay.
and you hook it up to a mixer. And you can take callers right on the air. So if you guys get like a landline or something like that, then the other way of doing it, I'm
So
telling you, but
if you bring it back,
It would be
if
a-
you,
bring
if
it back.
you, if you
No,
take
but-
it back about 25
There's
years,
a
I can
conversion
help you
Where's
out.
that
No,
rotary
because
phone?
you can do it from a
Let me get that
conversion.
rotary phone
right.
out.
So, but there's hold on, rotary phone. Y'all are tripping. Listen, man, people
when you're
still have
DJing
landlines.
from the back, when you're DJing from the back of your Pinto,
No, what I'm trying to tell you is,
Yeah, we had a Pinto growing up, but we'll talk about that another time.
if you can still get a
If you know, you
landline.
know.
They got the cable landlines.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, y'all
I
tripping.
actually cut my cable digging one day, so I can't
Yeah,
have a
that's
landline
right.
anymore. Anyway, go on.
Well, we have 9 minutes left, so let's cut the
What
chase on this.
when I
Oh,
got
we
when
got
I
a little bonus time. We started late.
Simple
So
down.
yeah, we're
that's
gonna
right.
go. When
Okay.
I found out about Here Now and Forever, I kind of got excited because I thought it would be a really really good show, and I heard the things that you wanted to do, and I was just trying to incorporate. I said, how is this going to work out? And then when they said it was going to be on Sunday, I didn't know what day. I said, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Because Sunday is a great day for this. So I'd love to help you expand your audience and really get it out there.
Thank you.
I think it's a great concept. And definitely at the end, taking some callers or something like that. That would be really, really cool.
Do you
We
guys
get
remember
hooked up with.
Delilah?
Yes.
Delilah.
I was just
Delilah.
talking
Yes.
about Delilah.
You're on the
live
air with Delilah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I envision this being for you. It's
Thank
like,
you.
Yeah, it'll just be the staple that everybody listens to on a Sunday, where you're being mindful, you're getting something out of it. But then, like you said, the topics that are.
And she still streams on Twitch, by the way.
Yeah,
Other
she
than
does.
that.
I do.
Scott was saying something.
So we actually had this this festival that we were at last month. 2 months ago now. Yeah, it's a couple
What
months
festival?
now. Yeah, we were on Groove Cruise.
Oh,
How was it? How'd you like it?
It was amazing. We dressed up. It's funny. She dressed up as Lucy from Charlie Brown. I was Charlie Brown.
way.
She was Lucy.
That's
and
cute.
she went around with a
I made the
Psychiatrist
psychiatric help booth
Yeah.
out of construction paper or a poster board and like these things.
And you put it behind
the
people
number
actually came up and asked her for
advice.
advice.
Nobody
And
had a
she
had a
broke
nickel
it-
though. I was
She
a little
broke
pissed about
everybody
that.
down
What?
in like
Oh,
three.
there
in
you
a
are,
minute.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm on this stuff, folks.
So I was Charlie Brown.
is
I finally
awesome.
got the football. I married the girl. So that
Yeah.
was the
Congrats,
whole concept.
man.
We got Gene Ferris loved us, by the way. We
Of
got to
course.
meet him because
Gene's
of
a
the
great guy.
costume.
Yeah, he was
So
pointing at me
sweet.
from upstairs. He's just laughing at me. I was just blowing kisses. I danced with the thing because I hadn't danced in like 8 months because of my ankle. So this
What
was
a
like my
journey.
first time dancing, and it was hilarious. I even had Jason, the creator of Groove Cruise, his parents took a picture with me, and this girl runs up to me. She says, "I have to ask you. I've been searching for happiness my whole life, and I just can't find it. What do I do?" And I looked at Jason's parents, and I looked at Scott. I'm like, "Lower your standards." And she goes, "Are you serious?" And I go, "And that's free. You don't even have to give me a nickel. You just need to lower your standards, girl." I said, "Expectations set you up for failure. Just go through life without expectations.
expectations.
Lower your standards." And they died laughing. I did have some folks think it said psychedelic help. And I had to quickly explain to them that no. There was none of that happening.
Keep in mind, your eyes get pretty blurry on that boat.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do it
a lot of
again for
movement.
2026.
A lot of lasers.
We're gonna do it again. I'm gonna bring a can for the nickels, and I'm gonna go to the bank, and I'm gonna have him run around with some rolls of nickels so people can get change because I will be compensated for my advice.
I think
this
you
year.
should, especially for that kind of advice. Lower your standards. Like,
Holy cow.
Yeah.
that's at least
Keep it
2
real.
nickels worth.
I did a
That's
BOGO.
Yeah.
I had a BOGO on there. I was like, buy one get one.
But you know what? It's true though. That was great advice. Because if you just go through life and stop trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
It just everything just comes together. You're like,
People
forget
fr-
it, man.
People strive for perfection.
No, just go with
dream
it.
for happiness.
That's it.
Just what's going to make you happy.
Are we
Perfection.
We're all in this rat race together, right?
Yeah.
We're all trying to be what's normal, right? The normies.
Yeah.
What is normal? We don't know.
I find one of my toxic traits is I like to pretend everybody is actually good and everybody's actually really has good intentions, and then they constantly
Yes.
disappoint me.
Oh, that's
This
mine
is-
too.
lower
I had
your-
that.
lower
That's
your
part of
standards,
mine.
lower your
Hopeless
expectations.
romantic.
Lower your
Yeah.
expectations.
Lower
Lower my
Yeah,
I know.
That
I
was
know.
my toxic trait also.
And I don't mean that as
Yeah.
an asshole thing too. And I'm not saying like everybody disappoints me, but I'm just saying
Everyone will fail
we
you.
could walk around
Yeah.
with
Change
negative
your
thoughts
rom-com
all the
to
time.
happy ever after to
Right.
just happy for now.
Happy for now,
Happy
Oh, my
for
Lord.
now.
But I mean, so
Listen
many of
to
us
this
walk
guy.
around like with
We should be
negative
paying him
thoughts
the
all day.
5 cents.
Right?
Yeah. But everybody just
My
walks
wife's
around
amazing.
thinking
What can I say?
negative thoughts the whole time, and like, what do you want to think the world's shitty and then be surprised,
Right.
Or do you want to pretend the world's actually pretty good and just be disappointed once in a while? So which one do we want to go with?
Right.
Yeah. No.
One of my personal development girl crushes besides Mel Robbins is Brene Brown. And I've read multiple books by her. And one of the things she says, and I try so hard to do this, is just consider that everyone's giving their 100% on any given moment at any given day. But our 100% right now is different than our 100% tomorrow or the 100%
a good point.
3 days from now. My 100% today might actually only be 50%, but it's still my 100% at that present moment. And so if you just try to think of that, and then maybe it'll help you reframe. I've even gone to the point where when people cut me off, instead of screaming expletives, I've tried to start be like, you get to where you need to go faster than me. Get there because you're more important. Let's go. Like I just try to like cheer people on because otherwise I'm like, you effing a-hole. Like you cut. And I'm trying not to do that anymore because who am I really helping? I'm just pissing myself off and I'm making my drive more angered. So like if I'm just like, yes, get to that doctor's appointment or whatever. Like, just imagine that there's something more important they need to be doing than you.
Well,
went-
mindset is everything. Oh, go ahead,
Yes.
Scott.
I was going to say, we went from the middle finger up to the thumbs down.
Yeah, I just give people
yeah,
thumbs
thumbs
downs now.
down.
Yeah, it's just thumbs down.
No, I give them a thumbs up. I do one of those. Like,
I do
Take
the
that, buddy.
Ross.
yeah.
Do you know what the Ross is? I do the Ross.
Oh yes. Okay. Yes.
But don't do that unless you have a
friends.
Tesla.
Oh, there you go. Oh, because you 2 hands on the wheel. 2 hands
Yes.
on the wheel.
See, my
Right,
dad used
right,
to say
right.
something like that, followed by 5 minutes of expletive screaming. But
Well, yeah, I think mindset is truly everything. And you with your mindfulness, I think it's really important for people to realize that it, especially children, feed off of us.
Yes.
And they look to us for guidance. They look to us for, how should I react to this?
Yep.
And if you're going to react, and that's why, like they say, when a kid falls, right, laugh, have
Right.
fun with them, make it a not big deal, because they're looking to you to see how you're reacting.
Correct.
And I think that's what's important is for us when we fall, we're looking for somebody to see that we fell.
Right.
And if you have the expectations that there are none, then and if you fall, you're not going to go and look around for those people to say, oh yeah, we were expecting you to fall. We were
Right.
expecting you to not fall, whatever that looks like. So I think that's where, like, mindfulness is important. Mindfulness is everything, and you're doing a fantastic job with your show. And
There are times where my kids will be like, what are you doing, Miss Schuster? I'll be like, 3 cleansing breaths. Why? I'm connecting to my parasympathetic system right now because y'all are putting me in fight or flight. That is why.
Yeah.
You know? And then I just practice for them. I show them.
Let
Yeah.
me ask you a couple questions.
Yeah.
What do you? I don't mean to throw the spotlight.
Just
100%,
go for it.
But it's just throwing it out there. The show is an awesome show. Do you have like a long-term projection that you thought about, that where you want to take this show, or where do you see this show going? Because it could grow into something really, really big. You know.
It could. To be honest with you, I didn't really. I don't look that far ahead because I find
she's in the here and now.
Well, yes,
Or nowhere.
and it also.
You know,
Good. I like that. It
Ba-da-bumps.
exacerbates my anxiety, to be quite frank with you. Like, I try to just look ahead a little bit. I do suffer from anxiety. I do suffer from depression and anxiety, actually. So it's like feast or famine. I actually demonstrate how to deal with it sometimes in the classroom when the kids are overstimulating me. But I would love to see it go further. I think the connection between music and arriving in the present moment. Again, why do we think, like, when my father passed away, I spent every weekend at the Ritz. Rob knows because that's when we became acquainted. I escaped my grief by raging out on Fridays, on Pound Fridays, and then dancing to house music on Saturdays. And it did. The music scene got me through losing my father. And again, when I just recently lost my mother, and I wasn't able to go clubbing because I wasn't walking, or I was walking a little bit, I was spinning a lot at home because music was helping me process my emotions. But I don't feel like music needs to be an escape. I do feel like it can be a destination, and we can learn that it helps us. I mean, you guys were talking about drinking and doing other things. I think that we need to realize that music in and of itself can heal without the outside things coming in with it.
That music is a methodology.
Yeah, like, I hate to sound silly and cheesy, but music is the answer, right? Like, I think that it truly can be. I think there's so many beautiful things that happen with music, as a form of outward expression, as a form of connecting with oneself, dancing and losing yourself in the music, as a form of exercise or just getting your emotions out. It rescued me from losing my parents.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's my attachment to it. I would love to see the show go further. I don't know how far it'll go. I think it'll go as far as I allow it to go. So I think at this present moment, I just want to manifest it going wherever it needs to go, whoever it's going to serve in what capacity.
With you talking about how music can heal and can help, one of our very first shows we had Healing Culture here, and we were talking about oming and how music, it's that the vibrations, it actually does heal, and it breaks up cancer cells at the cellular level because it ruptures those.
There's a whole study going on.
There is.
Yeah.
So I think it's important for people to recognize that music can truly heal, and can help in a lot of different ways, that it can release a lot of things, not only physically, but emotionally, mentally, or help you through times like that. And I'm sorry to hear about your mother and father. I know
Thank you.
I couldn't imagine going through that. As my parents age, I don't like even knowing that my mom has to go to the doctor. And my dad had triple bypass open heart surgery from a widowmaker 2 years ago, and that freaked me out. So, I mean, I couldn't imagine, but, I think that's what's important, is that you found something that does help you, and now you're sharing it.
Yes.
And that's beautiful. And I appreciate that so much, because what I think is important for people to feel, the rejects of the world, right? Is that
Thanks for pointing at me when you
that
said that.
inclusivity. Yeah, but I'm talking
I'm
about me
glad
too.
you pointed it out.
Yeah,
Thanks.
You're welcome. But it's that inclusivity.
Yeah. You're
a
that like,
shining
hey, we're
star.
here to help. I want to be there for you. I want to be there with you.
Right.
If I can't physically be there with you, my music can be.
Right.
Or whatever it is that I'm sharing.
Absolutely.
So thank you. That's beautiful, and
Thank you.
I really love that you're doing that. So outside of just this show that you're doing online, what else are you doing? Can you give us a highlight of that?
So I've been playing out here and there. So I've been playing out at the warehouse since they opened, and I will tell you, whether I play for one person or 55 people playing on that loud system on those CDJs, I have grown.
Awesome, right?
I have grown as a DJ because of that.
It's a blast.
I'm getting my schedule back up for streaming. I do play so many different varieties of subgenres that I find that sometimes people will stop in and I'm not playing the one they want to hear. So I'm going to try to make sure that's more themed so people know what they're going to get, whether it's breaks or house or whatever. On the 18th of April, I'm playing at Icon with Susie Solar, Paul Santana, and I'm going to probably butcher his name, but Manuel Lasaw. It's going to be a trance show, but I'm going to open with melodic progressive. And then I'm going back to my hometown in Orlando, and Scott and I are going to be playing on May 3rd for a friend of mine who I've been friends with for 35 years. First DJ I ever knew. He worked at Ross with me in high school. He invited me to play out with Scott at his birthday.
Where?
What's his name?
Private party?
His name is DJ Slick. Slique. Jerry Areola is his name.
Can I tell you something? DJ
Areolas.
Slick was my
Yes.
first DJ name.
Really?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my first
Believe
DJ name.
me,
years
we
ago.
all had fun at that in high school. And
love that.
he looked like Vanilla Ice because we graduated in the 90s.
Oh,
and so
geez.
we've been friends for forever. So those are two that I've been booked out to do. And then I've been trying to throw some more shows at some of the venues and just get some of my friends in who aren't getting booked locally. You know, just because you DJ in the bedroom doesn't mean people can't hear you out in the open
That's where it's-
in community. So
We support our scene through and through.
Yeah.
We even pay for tickets, so don't go to Orlando.
yeah, if I can't go to a show, I'll still
We
buy a
just-
ticket just
we
to
still
support.
help our people.
But I've been in the scene for 34 years. I went to an all ages club in high school, and that's how I learned about house music. James Brown is Dead, Dominator, O Fortuna, all those old techno songs. I was listening to those in 10th, 11th grade before I turned 18 years old. So I've been doing this for a long time.
mental library is ridiculous.
This is my heart. The scene is my heart.
So
Have them on vinyl.
how can we find you on socials?
So it's Heather Effie with an underscore on Instagram because apparently another Heather Effie exists. I don't know who she is.
EFFIE.
EFFIE. And then I'm also Heather Effie on Facebook. But if you just go to heathereffie.com, that'll take you to my link tree and you can follow me on all the socials, SoundCloud, everything.
Perfect. Okay.
Heather.
This Sunday, you're
Yes,
on.
7 to 9. And we're going to do an interview. I'll let you know a little bit later in the week who it's going to be because I plan on going out in the community with my little lavalier mic and just interviewing
nice.
whoever I can.
Okay.
On the fly.
There we go, Heather. Thank you so much for coming by,
Wrap it up,
guys.
bro.
Thank you. So good to have you.
Thank you.
Well,
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in again this week, guys. I'm Rear Daddy Robbie. Got Danielle next to me. And he's playing the outro. You're not supposed to be playing the outro.
Yeah,
I
that's
play
too
the
early.
outro.
Oh, you play the
That's
outro.
my job, sir. My job.
Yeah, get it together. Get it together.
Let's try this
speaking
one.
of Dominator,
Really? All right. Anyways.
Does he kiss himself too?
All right. Anyways. Rear Daddy Robbie for Danielle next to me. Titan Chaos, Heather Effie, and of course DJ Rich and Ketone standing up, holding up the wall right at the moment. Thanks for tuning in this week, guys.
there he is.
We will be back next Monday and talk to you guys all soon.
See you.
All right, guys.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Thank you.
Wrapping it up for this week's show. Tune in next Monday at 6 p.m. for the best up-to-date info on EDM news, culture, and gossip on the Houseology live show.
Humble House Radio.